Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to LMU Race Night here at Sebring. I'm your host, Nicholas Brownett, joined here by David Marshy in the comms booth and Benjamin Hinknett on the cams. Marshy, how are we doing tonight, mate?
Oh, the boys are on. We're good, mate. Looks like a night race. Sebring. Whee! Gotta love it.
Indeed, indeed. We are on... I don't know where I'm trying to go with this thought. I'm too tired. But it is an night race. Should be interesting. We've got a little over 17 drivers. I'm not sure exactly how many in each class. But should be interesting. I know Sebring can get a little bit spicy at times. So hopefully we can have some entertaining racing.
Can be a bit bumpy leading on to the pit straight. And, I just did a couple of laps just before we started here. And, caught me by surprise.
Doing a couple of laps, getting ready to join the race.
Yeah, something like that. Look, I wanted to experience what everybody was saying about Sebring, and I don't fully get it. It wasn't too bad.
I've done this track a couple of times on iRacing, and that's about it. I've never done it on LMU, so I have no experience in that department, but yeah, should be interesting as we're heading into quali. No idea what the time even is that people are going to be setting, so whatever times are set, I'm going to expecting are amazing. Wow, this is a nice HUD.
It's got the energy, the brake feel. I like it. It's really, really cool, especially when they change gears. It just does a little circle thing. I quite like that.
Yeah, it feels like I'm in the Iron Man suit. As we're jumping on board with Thistleweight, currently I believe he's doing a lap now, might be doing an out lap, not quite sure. In the Ferrari hypercar. One of the fan favourite hypercars on LMU, from what I've seen anyways, from the races that I have watched. This is a pretty popular pick.
And two of them, is it? Yeah, no, I didn't see. You're slow. I haven't actually tried the hypercars. What are they like, Nick? Because you've dabbled, have you not?
They're fun. I thoroughly enjoy the hypercars. The LMP2 cars are better. No TC, no ABS, but no ABS in the hypercar is pretty fun with the traction control. Just full pedal out of a corner and it grips. GT3s, I've driven a couple of them and I did not enjoy them, to be completely honest with you. But I know that's what you're in, so you have more experience in that department.
I see. I'm in one of these. I've been testing out the Mustang and quite like it. I've tried the McLaren. That's not bad. Good size. Like I did a couple of laps in the Mustang earlier because why not? I should have tried the McLaren as well because I reckon the sound and feel is quite nice compared to what we're all used to from ACC, so might have to dabble in the old hypercars actually.
And
then we will probably see Carnage in one of my races.
And then?
Nah, I've got nothing else after that, buddy.
No and then. As Vintiner, no idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly, sets a 48.5, putting it in pole for the hypercars. McNeil, 203 for pole position in the GT3s. We've got a replay happening. He might have a bit of an incident as it's a bit laggy. Oi!
That's the grass there, buddy.
You can't park there, sir. I believe that was Thistleweight maybe in the Ferrari. Could be another Ferrari out there. But just under 10 minutes to go. Grid's not looking too close, I might say. We've got 3/10 to P2 in pretty much both classes. 4/10 in GT3s, so pole leader currently sitting comfortably up there. The Beamer.
Bit of a gap in between the third and fourth of both classes, actually.
Looks like we're going to have a pretty stretched out grid. I must say the Beamer does look pretty nice on this game, though. That livery is pretty clean.
Yeah, there's something about simplistic liveries that just work so well.
well, we're very simple-minded, so that may factor into it there.
It's got me through life, so I'm good with it.
Agreed. They couldn't give us an easier way to tell who we're watching, could they, Marsha? We have to try and stare at that tiny little name. I believe this is Vitna. I'm going to make that out as Vitna in the Beamer hypercar, currently sitting in pole by 3/10 ahead of Thistleweight. Looks like he tapped the wall. Could be a little bit of a lag. Not sure he's going to improve. He does not. Busher, though, improves to P2. Still just under 3/10 away from Vintana. So Vintana looking strong. I like saying that name if you can't tell.
I sort of had an inkling of a suspicion that you did.
Yeah.
Oh, as Lucas
no idea
goes
who we're
to
on
the
here.
top, that's Lucas. Mr. LR Keys.
Yep, Roger.
No,
Goes
Lucas.
203. McNeil getting dethroned.
How's that zero wing on the Peugeot?
On the old school Peugeot, yeah.
I don't know how it works. Too simple-minded for me, mate.
Yeah, it's it's a lot of engineering as it goes drifty drift. See, if he had that rear wing, he wouldn't have had that little drift. But the aerodynamics and the slopes and the angles, I could get into it, but I don't want to bore you with the details. And to be quite frank, I got no idea about the details, so we're just going to move on.
You're lucky because I was just about to start asking.
Yeah, no, we're going to move on from that. I'm really struggling to see who we're watching. It's
awesome, isn't it?
One of the Beamers. This is one of the Beamers.
Yeah. Quite cool looking, actually.
The best I can give you. Looking laggy as ever. Good old LMU with their European servers, I believe. They're European, right? Or American or something?
Yeah, European to the best of my knowledge, yeah.
But regardless, livery still looking clean. The black with the lime yellow highlights or lime green, whatever you want to call it. Looking solid.
Yeah. Is that Mr. McNeil that we're watching? Got there.
Yeah, I still couldn't tell you. I'm just going to trust you. We are on board with Mr. McNeil.
Well, he went through the tyres. Oh, look, he's wingless now too.
Trying to do a old school Peugeot cosplay in the BMW. Not quite sure that's how that works, but not ideal line through there. That might be that esports line I was talking about last week when we were doing comms there, Marshy. That might be the new esports line. So.
That could be where it's at.
Yeah. On board with a Ferrari of someone. Could be Thistleweight, could be someone else. No idea. Going to cross the line, come down the home straight. He improves to P3. Closing the gap to Gibbons. Vintana also half a tenth off of Gibbons. Gibbons setting the 148.4 in the Cadillac. Very uninspired livery on the Cadillac, really, isn't it? Just a normal gradient.
But it works for them. I mean, they tried it, they ran with it, and obviously it worked for them. So just chuck a little splash of colour in there, she'll be right. Yeah,
look, I'm a man for simple designs, but I think this may be pushing the threshold of too simple, some would say.
I was just about to say that might be my expertise of doing a livery, but no.
Yeah, I don't know. You and liveries don't really work well together, do they?
No, not friends. We've had arguments. I nearly threw the PC out the window. Great.
Yeah. Don't know what the PC did to you for that, but hey, whatever helps you, man.
The program's on the PC.
Roger.
Sort of works.
Yeah. That probably makes sense. We're on board with Vintana, on board with the BMW in the hyperclass. Seeing if he can go pole, half a tenth down. Doesn't look like he does improve. So Gibbons still holding that pole position in hypercars. Keys still pole position in GT3 by a little under 2/10. Hypercars might be a little bit more closer than we're anticipating here, but I think GT3s might be questionable as Keys improves on himself to make the gap 3/10 again.
Still not a massive gap, you know, within 1 second. Well, this is just me, but if I was within 1 second of Lucas, I'd be stoked.
I feel like if you're within 1 second of P19, you'd be stoked.
And you are correct.
The expectations aren't high, unfortunately for you, Marshy, but nonetheless,
But
get
look,
out there and have fun. That's what matters.
I'll give it a go. And I may not be the best, but I'm still out there doing it.
You're out there until you're not out there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we've seen a couple of those.
Yeah. A couple of incidences as the Mustang takes to the dirt. Wanted to try its best off-roading.
Mr. Drifter, how cool are the blue LEDs in there? Yeah.
Some inside light. What are you surprised? Don't you drive the Mustang, mate? Shouldn't you know all this stuff?
I haven't done a night race yet, bro. Come on.
That's fair enough. My apologies. I think we might need to just stay on this HUD. At least then I can see who we're on board with. Bailey Collins in the Mustang. Proton Racing. I guess the only bad thing is we can't see the standings.
Yeah. Hey, look. Sacrifice one for the other.
Yeah, that's true. Should be a bit more interesting when we get to racing.
There's your standings.
Yep, still the same standings, although Thistlewaite getting very close. Gibbons has
he got him.
Dethroned, and Thistlewaite jumps to P1 pole position with a 47.9. Basically a 48 flat if you round up. 4/10. Wow. Is that real?
It's got to be. Surely.
He just kind of came out of nowhere with that lap, I guess.
Just slowly in the background, just cooking. He's cooking.
He's doing the F1 strategy where they let the track, warm up and get to the optimum, what's the word I'm looking for here, Marshy?
No idea. I was sort of waiting to see where you were going to go with that, but
Optimum track status, I guess you call it? I don't know.
Sounds good to me, mate.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds smart. Sounds intelligent. Oi.
One of us has got to be, bro.
Really though? Like, why can't we both just be like, dumb?
I don't know. Yeah. No, I got nothing.
I've just realised there is splits down the bottom right. I'm a little bit slow tonight, but this away is currently... Actually, I can't tell now. No, he wouldn't be up. Never mind. We're chilling. I don't know if he's going to be improving, but he's still 2/10 pole position. I'm not even bother pronouncing that name in P2. Marsha, you're up.
Peter. I know his name's Peter. There we go. Peter, if you happen to be watching this back, yeah, I'm not even going to try there, my bro.
Papa? Let's just call him Papa. Papa in P2, 2/10 behind this away.
That works, I guess. Yeah, if you want to go that way.
Vinton has dropped off. He was P1 for a while there. Now he's 4/10 behind Thistlewaite. Thistlewaite kind of just snuck out the gaps as everyone's going to be finishing off their quali laps now. Vinton has set a purple sector 1. Currently under a 10th up through sector 1. See if he's still improving through sector 2. Beamer hypercar is definitely the best looking hypercar though.
Yeah. It's not bad. Good size.
Oi. 2/10 up through sector 2. So, he's looking like he's going to be in P1 again.
2 purple sectors. Bring it on.
Just seen someone in chat say Papa is better than calling him Daddy. And, I mean...
Oh, yeah. I'm not even gonna. Nah, not tonight.
Edinburgh Vintner about to cross the line. Seeing if we can put him on pole position again. Wow. I mean, you can't get any closer than that.
That's it's pretty dang close, if I do say so myself.
So Lucas Keys still cruising out in front in pole position in the GT3s. Comfortable. 2.8 or 3/10, I guess you could say. So
Just about to say,
no
spit
one
it
really
out.
contesting. Okay. I'm tired, leave me alone.
Yeah, fair enough. Could be an interesting race for us.
You know, Layla Bell, doesn't she drive the Porsche in ACC as well?
Not actually sure.
I think so. Could be wrong. Don't quote me. But that's going to be the end of qualifying. Thistleway, P1, Vintner, P2, Papa, P3. And then GT3s, Lucas Keys, P1, McNeil, P2, and Collins, P3. So, GT3 class, Lucas looking very confident out in front there. 3/10. I don't think it dropped below that the whole entire quali. Hypercar's definitely got a little bit closer towards the end. But should be interesting. Hopefully we don't get a boring race for the GT3s.
Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, don't know. We'll soon find out, buddy.
You know what they say? Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Well, this is very, very true. Oh, I thought we were going to have a livery sort of rundown, but
yeah. I mean, I'm just kind of looking at this. Is nice. I like what the ACC needs to up their game. The starting order getting showed: row 1, row 2, Peter, Papa, something. This is nice. I've never actually watched an LMU stream, so I don't know if this is a part of the game or something that Mr. Benjamin has cooked up.
I'm pretty sure this is part of the game, bro. This is...
Oh, shit.
This is where it's at.
Yeah, Roger. Well, this is nice. I'm thoroughly impressed.
Oh, yeah. I'm just... Yeah, I didn't realise they'd chuck this in the game. This is awesome.
If I hadn't known this is in, I'd be reading out the names, but I feel like it's too far gone to start now. You know, we're in 15th.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit too far past it, but yeah.
See, if only we had this in ACC.
How good would it be? You wouldn't have to do the grid walk. You could just do this.
Yeah, exactly. Very nice and very good.
So we count down to race start. Bring it on.
It's full formation laps. All right.
I should be able to answer this for you, but I cannot.
I'm going to say yes, it is. I'm just going to wing it. That just doesn't look like the home straight to me, though.
No, that's the back.
No, yeah, that's the back straight.
That's the back straight. So it might be short formation lap to get us underway here at Sebring at night.
Oh, mate.
It's just not raining.
You can do the race start. Take the honours. This is all yours.
You actually sort of trust me doing this? Wow. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
I hope there's not going to be any carnage into T1 because it will just be disappointing. How good does this grid look under lights with their lights all on? This is awesome. We're underway. Is that... Now I should really learn to read. Thistleway, does he get the jump on T1? He does, slightly. Looks like Keys is back in P2 for the GT3s. No carnage. Well done, team. That is awesome.
You love to see it. You really love to see it.
It is. It's awesome when you get a nice clean start for the whole grid. That's awesome. Well done.
you're as bad as me with the name reading.
Oh,
That's
look,
crazy.
the names
know what
are
I'm talking
tiny for
about.
me. I'm
Yeah, they really are.
squinting and cleaning my glasses and, oh, mate with the green flags getting into it. Yeah, good on you. Yeah, well done.
Marshall's having a great time as we see 2 Porsches. Looking sexy as ever. Same livery. Beamer. He's actually put a bit of a gap onto Keys here. Cheeky little 5/10. I'm not sure what the slipstream's like in this game. I can't really remember. Don't know when exactly it kicks in, but all I know is Thistlewade has put a 1.5 seconds onto Vintner in the hypercar class. And we haven't even finished the first lap yet, Marshy.
He is cooking. Camp Thistlewade is just getting into it, getting his job done. See you bye.
He has cooked. He has cooked. And I mean, the gap's still only increasing. So, we may have a bit of a walk down here for Thistlewade. Hopefully I didn't just jinx him, but GT3s might be where it's at. A little bit of action in the background there between Collins and Bell. The Mustang on the straight. Oh, we're getting a replay. What have we missed?
Oh no.
Who's killed who? Hey! Hey! What's that called? The Constantino effect?
Yes, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a concertina effect. Look at us
Is that
go.
what the kids are calling it nowadays? Look at us. Yeah, we're still with it. We're not completely going upstairs, all right? Just a little
No, there's
bit.
still a lot of pieces missing.
Oh, for sure. If we had a 5,000 piece puzzle in our head, we'd only have about 20 pieces.
You got 20?
I was being generous, but I think you'd be closer to like the single digits, if I'm being completely honest with you, Marshy.
You are not wrong there, my friend. You are not wrong. But hey, it's been working for me this long.
That's true. Vintner has closed the gap to Thistlewade, so either he is cooking or Thistlewade has burnt his food from cooking too much.
I love how a chef puts in just like a little chef pun in there. Well done.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Again, no idea who we're on board with, but we're following a Beamer, so I'm guessing this is McNeil up front and Keys behind him. Just hanging in. It's a long race. Only what, 4 minutes into the race. Beamer looking a bit slidey, but could be the servers being the European servers again. Who knows? But I think this is where the action's gonna happen, Marsha, in the GT3 class.
Yeah, well, I see there's like what a 3 second gap between third and fourth in the hypercars, and not too big of gaps here. Actually, pretty good. There's going to be some nice tight racing.
We've got about 5/10 between each car from first to fourth, give or take. You know, I'm no mathematician.
We have,
as I say that.
Yeah, we've discovered that we cannot count.
Yeah, I can count to 3.
7. I just see in chat that June Drifters said that Layla Bell's on her LMU debut.
Hey,
it's not bad. Not bad. Good size.
Look out, look out. He's P3 at the moment, so holding strong. Not bad. I wish I was that talented.
Yeah, I'm definitely not. I'll be the one at the back of the field parked in the wall.
You be the one in the pit box for about 4 minutes repairing damage.
Correct. Has actually happened in LMU.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
And if it's not you causing an incident, it's me being an idiot trying to put it right on your door while I pass you in the hypercar and then giving you a little love tap.
Yes, right on the front straight of Bahrain. Thank you.
Yeah.
You scared the hell out of me.
I'm putting it down to netcode, but that's just me. I just realised Thistlewaite's had a bit of an incident here. He's dropped from P1 to P3. I'm not sure what's happened there, but something has happened.
We completely missed that while we were talking our absolute great chat.
He is cooking, but he has cooked with cereal. So it's not ideal.
I was trying to think of something that you cook with and Yeah, no, I'm no chef. I just taste test.
He has put the Tupperware in the oven and it has melted. It's not ideal place there.
Oh, love it. Absolutely love it.
We have issues, but anyways.
Yeah, but hey, they asked us back to do LMU commentating. So
no idea why.
Neither do I, but here we are.
But McNeil and Keys, are pulling a bit of a gap to P3. So might have a little bit of a two-man race. Getting a replay here. I believe he's going to be on Thistleway. Don't tell me a back marker stuffed him up. It's Marshy in the Mustang, isn't it? It is. Oh dear, oh dear. Marshy, get out of the way. No.
If I am correct, GT3s are allowed to hold their line in LMU, and the hypercars are the one that must pass safely.
Yeah, you are correct.
For once, I wasn't. That wasn't me. What he's thinking.
That's a bit frustrating for Thistleway, I bet. I'm not sure what exactly happened. I'm not sure if he thought maybe he was going to give up the space. If he didn't realize he had to be the one to make the move. Who knows? But unfortunate. As Keys gets McNeil now. The lead has changed here as we were yapping absolute nonsense. We had a bit of a moment from McNeil as well, have we? Hey, bit of a snappy snap. That's not ideal.
That was nearly the tyre bundle.
I believe he was the one that done it in Collie as well. Oh, look at the Mustang. The Porsche doesn't stand a chance.
Just that American muscle. Oh, that was close.
Never mind.
I was just about to say there's American muscle with the long legs that the Mustang's got, but nah.
Nah, it's a great move from Bell to cover it off. Just absolutely chop the nose off that Mustang. Nobody likes him anyways, let's be honest. But we might be in for
that's a bit
of a
mean
race.
to say.
No, never.
Quite close racing in the GT3s, really, isn't it?
Yes. I mean, we're comparing it to the hypercars. Whee!
Oh, that was a bit close.
What's that? The Porsche on the... oh no, the Corvette on the Porsche? Or no, it's McLaren. I am so not with it tonight.
Oh, wait, oi! It's a bit wide.
Esports line, you wouldn't understand.
Oh, yeah, no, I definitely wouldn't understand.
So that incident, though, from McNeil has brought the front runners closer again. So it'll be interesting. You can see the Mustang on the back of Bell there, really sniffing the gearbox. Bit of a moment from Bell, but holds on to the position nicely.
There was a Porsche doing Porsche things.
Yeah. It likes to do that to you. It likes to get a bit whippersnappy. But that's the fun of driving a Porsche. You don't drive a Porsche to drive a safe car.
So what you're saying is don't drive a safe car, Marshy. Because, yeah, I'd screw it up.
Well, you drive the Mustang. That's boring.
Hey, no, I got out of the Mustang. Yeah. It was just,
that's right, you did.
There was only so much I could take of the...
Yeah, but then you went to the McLaren, which is also a pretty boring car as well.
Yeah, but it's the one I know.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
It's the one I basically started with, so that's the one I stuck with.
Yeah, can't complain. Also, do we have live stewarding for this racing? I don't know if Benjamin knows, but maybe you know as well, Marshall. Do we have live stewarding for this?
I think we do, actually. Yes, live stewarding, comms, broadcast.
Nice.
Yeah, good.
Love that. So, be interesting to see what the verdict is on that little incident with Thistleway. If it was on Thistleway, or if maybe the back marker was being unpredictable.
Yeah. Could be one of a multitude of things. Is that the Mustang getting a run again?
It is the Mustang. See, boring car, but the Porker holds strong.
The Porker holds it.
Not today, Mustang, not today. I don't even know what the track limits are on that last corner. Can you run it that wide? How's the Mustang getting a good run here again? Gonna try and stick it up the inside. Porsche cutting the nose off again. Very nicely done from the Porker. Porker looking very strong in the corners. Mustang, not so much. As I say that, he's trying to stick a nose in again. Giving him a bit of a flash. I don't think he's very happy. Collins might be getting a little bit frustrated there with Bell, but from what I'm seeing, it's some nice clean defending right there from Bell.
Really good racing between these two, actually. It's quite good. And apparently the minimum stewards can give out is a DT. So, yep, minimum is a drive-through.
Oh, wow. Well, that's no fun.
Oh, I suppose. You know, we're still in early stages of the game, so...
Nah, it's unacceptable.
Yeah, fair enough.
But then I just remembered they had that grid walkthrough, so it makes up for it, you know? It balances.
Yeah. That was awesome. I'm still actually reeling over that. That was really nice to watch.
Yeah, I've never even noticed or knew that this game had that. That was actually very impressive. It's the little things that impress us.
Is it what? Is the Mustang gets a little bit out of that corner? I was going to say squirrely, and then I forgot what I was going to say, and I just went with...
No, I really liked it. I feel like if you played that sound over that Mustang little squirrely moment, it'd fit perfectly.
Please, nobody clip that.
Making their way through traffic now. This is where it gets a bit entertaining. This is where we see a little bit of carnage. And the hypercars start making their way through the GT3s, especially on Sebring, because it's not a very wide track, except for maybe the last turn. Wait.
I was just about to say, it gets interesting when your teammate comes next to your door in the hypercar and scares the absolutely bitch ass out of you. Who would do such a thing?
Irish?
Yeah,
I've not.
I went for the Irish one.
I would personally never do such a thing, especially to you, Marcia. You know how much I like you.
Yeah, okay. Wipe your chin. You're dribbling. Oh, how was that camera shaking as the cars went past? That was awesome.
Mate, we are gawking over the wrong things right now.
We completely are. Yes, we are.
We have a good race going on with the hypercars. No idea who it is because I can't read the names for the life of me, but it's some good racing right now.
I believe that's Thistlewaite.
About the camera angles.
Oi!
No, it's not Thistlewaite. Thistlewaite's in the Ferrari.
That's Thistlewaite getting through. Just kind of, not really. Okay, maybe not.
Well, they're side by side, so... And you see what I'm saying? By a tight track? Oh my days!
Oh, I definitely thought something was coming there.
Oh, I feel like the GT3 shouldn't be driving in the middle of the track. I feel like he should pick a side. But that's just me. Oh, that could have ended very badly, but very nicely done from whomever that was to avoid it. I bet the GT3 probably needs a change of undies now, but nonetheless.
That would have been Curry and Thistlewaite.
Oh, the replay's coming. Here we go.
Maybe not.
Porter looks a bit snappy on this game.
So is the Mustang, actually.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, again, see, I don't know if it's the servers or if they're actually getting squirrely on the exits.
Yeah. Don't know if the Mustang was going for the Mr. Drifter or not.
He's going to get the run again. Can he finally make the move stick? That is the question. The Porker just looks so strong under braking. I think the Mustang might have it here. He's running a little bit wide. He does not.
Oh, it does not. Oh, that was going to be awesome if he did. Held it side by side. Now we get the replay.
Here's the replay. This is it. This should be a drive-through. Give him a drive-through. Whoa.
Was that a tap or was that a nick?
No, that was, I don't think he tapped him. I think he just had a snap. I'm doing like this. This guy's driving in the middle of the track. Get out of the way. What's he doing? Oh, to me, that's on the GT3. Personally, I'm putting that on the GT3. I know it's the hypercar's responsibility to overtake safely, but I feel like if you get on a straight and you see hypercars coming up behind you, just pick a side and stick to it. Don't come drifting across the track.
Unless it's me with you in the race that I can't remember what it was, that I went completely unpredictable as the Mustang goes off track, and just completely went to a different line and scared the hell out of you.
Yeah, I think that was Bahrain as well, wasn't it?
I think it was actually, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. But the Mustang's struggling now. He's been trying to get past Bell for a while and hasn't quite been able to do it except for the straights when it gets to pull alongside it. But Porker holding strong. Means the hypercars currently managing their way through them now.
I was just about to say that. And around the corner, here we're gone.
Do you have any idea how fast I am? That's got to be a back marker there. So, do the blue flags have to let, like if you're blue flag for the same class, do you have to let them through, or is it the same rules where you just hold your line?
I suspect it would be, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Well, I think it's just all blue flags just stay predictable.
I'm not actually sure.
Who knows?
I wonder if somebody in
knows?
chat could let us know.
Yeah, we are very
it was a hot-
uneducated, as you can tell.
Yes. Don't do a lot of miles on this game, but we give it a go every now and again. To be fair, I was supposed to be racing this tonight, but I opted out so I could sit here and commentate. I don't know if it's been good.
We're doing a lot of that.
Yeah, definitely
As
talking a bunch
Keys-
of garbage.
Keys is currently putting a gap onto McNeil now, so this is where he's going to start to stretch those legs and build that gap even more, as we know he can do. We've seen it in Snetterton and Silverstone when I was commentating that. As soon as he got out in front, that was it, he was gone. He said, see you later. The hypercar actually slowing up the GT3 car. That's the first.
It's unheard of.
See, no rear wing Pergo. Not the one, mate. Back on board with Bell and Collins fight now. These guys have been fighting since the start of the race. This is very good. I'm enjoying this. Mustang, as we've witnessed, struggling to get the move completed though. He can get it alongside, but he just can't quite get it done.
Oh, I thought he was going to go for the deep dive there.
Well, for Daniel Ricciardo, but thought better of it. Good man. Still a long time to go. We're not even halfway through the race yet, so no point getting too feisty. Oh, it's truly a nice camera angle, isn't it?
It really is.
We've got the Iron Man HUD back. This is what I love to see right here.
Yes, this is awesome.
Jarvis, boot up the systems, mate. We're ready to roll.
It really is the simple things with us, isn't it?
Gonna feel the mirrors of the Porker here. He's gonna be able to pull alongside because V8 vroom vroom. But Porker again, just too strong on the brakes and in the corners. It's just not allowing the Mustang to do anything.
I might have to try the Porker.
Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, skill issue.
There's only 7 hypercars on the grid.
8.
There's only 8 hypercars on the grid.
Still, it makes for interesting racing when they've got to try and find a nice line around the GT3s.
And we almost have death. That could have been very interesting. Oh my god, we have a pit stop. Oh my days. ACC, what are you doing? Get it together. As you can see, everyone's pit stops. Papa has pitted once, Gibbons has pitted once, and Johnston has pitted once. And McFarlane has also pitted once. That is... Oh, I'm a happy man.
I'm really liking this. This is... Yeah,
Kunos has upped their game.
they do.
LMU, you know, might not be the best or the finest tuned game, handling and the servers being an issue for people outside of Europe, but it's the small things.
It's all the little details, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
Oh, had to hold on to that coming into there. Whee!
I think he might be trying to get a little bit too feisty. I think he needs to worry about setting up this straight a little bit better, because if you've noticed, every time we come onto this straight, he's left himself with a bit of a poor exit because, well, stuff like that's happened where he's had to brake harder than normal, who doesn't kill Bell. But here, again, long side. Can he make this one stick? We might be watching him make it stick. The pork is around the outside. They're side by side right now.
He's done it. Made it
I
stick.
think he's done it. We're heading onto the straight. He's got the move done. The Mustang's just going to go for a little run now. That Porker will not be able to keep up in the straight line, as we've watched every single lap. He just pulls alongside with ease. So finally getting the move done is Collins onto Bell. Oh, there's a hypercar coming. That is scary to look at. Oh, please don't kill the Mustang.
Yeah, I know what that feels like.
Oh, my. Oh, my God. Bell's going for a move on the hypercar.
that was nearly a GT3 killing a hypercar. Oh, Layla Bell, you have entertained us.
From the hypercar. You'd love to see it. Poking a little nose up the inside. Oh, that's comical gold right there.
That was good to watch. I like that. If anybody speaks to Layla Bell, hats off. That was awesome.
That is funny. Oh, I don't think I've ever seen anyone try to put a nose up the inside of a hypercar before. That is comical. But Collins building a gap to Bell now, as we saw there. Probably going to pull a bit more of a gap, since I feel like Collins was losing a lot of time just trying to get a move done onto Bell, instead of being patient and setting up the main straight like he should have, in my opinion. But nonetheless, more traffic for the hypercars to navigate through here. What car is that hypercar? I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I have no idea.
It's one of them.
Definitely is, yes.
It is a hypercar, and that's all that matters.
At least we can make that distinction.
It kind of looks like a Pepsi and a Coke livery, no? Am I a little bit slow for saying that? I don't know.
Well, isn't Pepsi blue and red anyway?
I think it is, yeah, you're right.
Thought so.
Is Pepsi blue or red? It is.
No, I actually genuinely can't remember.
I'm looking
Yeah, somebody will look it up and then tell me.
It is blue and red.
Yes, that's like
Look,
first
I
thing
don't
I've got
want
right
to say it,
tonight.
Marshy, but you sure were quick to say that Pepsi's logo is red and blue. That's what I'm saying.
Not gonna lie, not a huge fan of Pepsi, but yeah, at least I got that right.
Yeah. Don't get many things right in our lives, but that is one thing that we are going to be proud of, or Marshy's going to be proud of.
Correct, good sir. Unlucky contact between Hislop and McLaughlin if you want to have a peek. If our cameraman is wanting to have a little look-ski at that, might be able to go back and have a look and see what happened.
Chop, chop, Benjamin.
I wasn't going to crack the whip, but no, now that we've started.
I mean, the grid's really starting to pull some gaps now. So we might be in for a bit of an interesting race finish here. Is that McNeil on Keys closing the gap there? Is that what I'm seeing right now?
You are seeing exactly that, buddy. I was actually just looking at the times there and getting pretty close.
As soon as I say that the grid was done to stretch out, McNeil's like, don't worry, boys, I'm here to save the day.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll give you some entertainment up here.
He's really closed the gap onto him now. Wow. He's got DRS, see?
Oh, right. Is that what it is? The GT3s
Yeah.
with the DRS? Okay,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So because Lucas is in first place, he obviously doesn't get DRS off anyone. That's where it is.
I wish I knew the ins and outs of the DRS. All I know is it opens the wing.
The drag reduction system, so it reduces drag, and drag is bad. The more drag you have, the slower your straight line speed's going to be. You know what I'm saying? Because there's more fighting against the wind.
That makes a lot of sense, Nick. Thank you.
If you open it, there's less to hold you back. More straight line speed means more vroom vroom.
Oh, so Austin's got the vroom vroom and Lucas has got the no vroom vroom.
Exactly. See, now you're getting it.
Wow. Learning. Just mind blown.
Who's Austin? Oh, McNeil.
There we go.
Getting a replay of, I believe this is Hislop and McLaughlin. Oi.
Ooh. That's unfortunate.
You truly hate to see it. Not what you want to see. I think he may have a fair bit of damage after how that car was reacting after that contact. But
especially with it being so far into the tyre bundle.
He went inside, not in a good way.
Got a DNF from Johnny Hislop. That's unfortunate. Now, I was reading some literature earlier that the pit entry is not in the usual spot.
Right.
It's it's off the back straight if I remember correctly. So hopefully they've practiced the pit entry and hopefully they don't.
I don't know where the normal pit entry is.
Is it this way? Now I can't even work out where we are on the track. No, it's just before the front straight. Normally.
Yeah.
But apparently when they made the game, there was another class of cars there, so they went, oh, we'll just jump out in the car park.
Yeah, Roger. Got a bit of a replay here. Imagine using bonnet cam.
Yeah,
wait,
see?
that is an awkward. What the?
Yeah, so there's the pit entry for those
Wow.
attempting LMU at Sebring. Just
very awkward.
yeah, I was supposed to practice that earlier, and I did not.
Wow, that is. They could not have made that more awkward if they tried.
I know.
It just
And then
comes out of nowhere.
you come out of your little pit tent there, and you hook a left, and then you come down a little bit, then you hook a hard right round a U-turn, and then you're actually on the pit straight. Yeah, caught me off guard.
Roger. Well, there you go. As McLaughlin and Hislop have decided to retire from the race after their incident. So, guessing there was a fair bit of damage there and just called it a night.
Park the car. We've done it. We're over it. We've got a little bit too much damage. Although I think if you watch RTG, it doesn't let you. It just, you're done here.
Yeah, which I don't mind.
Oh, it would be nice when you're doing the Le Mans race, and I think it's like lap 2 that you end up meeting the tyre bundle and you can't limp back to the pits and you just got to retire.
But I personally think that was a bit of a skill issue for you, Marsh, you know?
That was 100% skill issue for me. That curb just jumped out, pushed me off the track. Yeah.
I can't believe that curb would do that to you, but I don't blame it at the same time.
Dang that curb.
Austin still hanging on the back of Keys here. We might be setting up for a pretty good race finish if he can hold on here. Another hypercar coming past saying, "Neil," flashing his lights, letting them know.
Give him the old "G'day, how you going?" And just for the chat, no, I don't really read. It's somebody told me and I listened, and for once.
Fun fact, Marshy actually can't read. Benjamin actually reads the chat for him and tells him what they've said. So, yeah. Just a fun little fact out there.
Thanks for letting out my secrets, buddy. Just a true pal.
That's what I'm here for, mate. What else am I going to do? Make you look good? Boring.
I'll do that. Just a random question. Have you noticed the lights on the pillars of the BMW? Are they like a pit?
The pillars?
Yeah, like the two orange lights. You know, the one in between the front door and the back door. They're a pillar, even though it hasn't got a back door.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I'm wondering if they're a pit. I've done a pit or not.
Huh. I believe the Porsche has some as well on the side of the car. I believe I just saw. Could be wrong. Don't quote me. Don't hold me to it. Yeah, you see the little orange light there on the side of the car?
That is a nice touch. I don't know if that's LMU or...
The Ford won't hurt him any because, well, like I said, no one likes the Ford.
It's the Ford.
Oh, the Ford does have him.
Hey, look at that.
So we're on board with Collins. He hasn't pitted. Maybe you are correct there with that. That's a pretty smart assumption. I'd just also like to point out, Thistleweight is now down in P7. So, not a great race from him.
With 2 pit stops.
Yes.
Maybe
Not ideal yet.
Might have had just more than the one little incident.
Maybe, or we have hit the 30-minute mark, so he's probably just pitted again for the energy and stuff. So,
Oh, apparently it's track position. 2 LEDs means P2. Could that be it?
wow. Huh.
If that is,
Lucas
that is
is
a
in
nice touch.
P1. Does he have one orange light on him?
He does.
He does. And the beamer has to holy.
Oh, mind blown. That has made my night.
That is so good. Wait. Oh my days.
That is amazing. It's Thistleweight DNFs. Oh, that's unlucky. Look to be having a great time at the start.
Well, he was P1 after quali up, or he was P2 maybe. Can't remember. But yeah, he was up there, and then he had that little bit of an incident, and it was downhill from there. It's hypercar.
Straight through.
I'm thoroughly impressed by those lights. Whoever said that is thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is genuinely. I am actually stunned for words.
We're getting a replay here from Thistleweight. What's happened? Hey, what the? Never mind.
Hey.
He's fine.
Oh, no.
Never mind.
That's the tyres. Unfortunate for Mr. Thistleweight.
Unfortunate indeed. A little bit of an incident.
Just a little incident.
I can't stop looking at those lights now.
Yeah. Hey, look. Sorry, because I'm doing the same.
I thought it was so smart when you came up with that pit thing, and then it's even smarter. Did the hypercars have them? Who are we on board with here? Is this Vintana?
Pretty sure that's Vintana and P1 with the one light. That's awesome. Too easy. You are
Where's
awesome.
One light? I didn't even see it.
Keep looking. See, look,
Oh, is it
just
the
in front of
green
the
one?
back wheel.
Oh no, yep, never mind. So, yep, okay. Roger. Wow. Well, we're learning as we go, and there's 2. Oh my days.
That's awesome. That has really helped me out now.
Dude, that is insane. I have, yeah. Oh.
I didn't even realise that was a thing.
Yeah, neither. That's that just shows how pretty boring this race has been. No offense to the drivers, but we're getting very excited over that, to say the least. But McNeil gonna try and change that for us. We have faith in McNeil, don't we, Marshy, to put on a show.
Do. Especially keeping this close to Mr. Lucas Keys.
Can we get the pit stops up real quick? I just want to see if both these guys have pitted, or if they haven't even pitted yet, because could have a bit of a fight going on. They both haven't pitted.
Ooh, surely they will be. Well, it depends on where their NRG is, their virtual energy.
They don't have virtual energy.
Apparently they don't have it. I'm pretty sure they did, because I've had a drive-through for not refilling it.
I unfortunately could not tell you. Yeah, but
Oh, well,
they surely have to pit for fuel and stuff anyways, right? Surely you can't make it a full tank.
Surely it'd be a
Wasn't there a
120
big
litre.
thing about that?
Yeah, surely it's a 120 litre tank, usual GT3 sort of thing. But yeah, the races that I've done, I've had to top up the energy. So yeah, we'll soon find out, I guess.
Yeah, look, that's
We've
true.
got a yellow flag somewhere.
That's what this game's missing. A track map.
Track map.
Yep. Camera shake there that Marshall was getting a little too excited over.
Like I said, it's the little things, mate. It's awesome.
Yep, and you've got one of those little things.
Nope. Nope, not going to buy into that one.
So I think this is the only close racing we have on the track right now. So it really does come down to McNeil and Keys here to put on a show for these last 24 minutes of the race. Which right now it's looking to set up that, what is it, 5? Okay, it's a little over 5/10 gap. But the Porsche might just be the best car on LMU, like best GT3 car on LMU, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm kind of tempted to give it a shot. Probably make an absolute meal of it, as I would do. Oh, do it in any car, let's face it.
Yeah, I don't think the car's the problem.
Skill issue.
Skill issue indeed. As this gap is starting to grow a little bit between Keys and McNeil. Not ideal. Huh.
Oh, lovely rhyme. You're a poet and you didn't even know it.
Yeah, the small things that I thrive to impress you with.
It doesn't take much, let's face it. I mean, pit light, the position lights. And,
no, to be fair, that is probably one of the most impressive things I've seen in a racing game. It's nothing game changing. It's just, you know, I don't know.
It's really, really helpful. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Oh, we're getting the Iron Man HUD. Yep, there it is.
Oh, yeah. So, Austin's nearly out of energy. So,
yeah, I was going to say, they do have energy. It says they're on the ground. So.
It's just obviously not on the timing tower. So, no. I suppose that's one thing LMU could scrub up on.
It is still an early game. So, well, I mean, it's not really an early game anymore, is it? It's been out for a little bit.
Oh, was that bit of drifter action from the BMW?
Bit of grass. It looked like he tapped on the braking there. Come on, McNeil. I'm rooting for you, buddy.
Especially putting, well, I wouldn't say a lot of pressure, but putting pressure on Lucas. Get into it.
Yeah. Although, if anyone's going to not make a mistake under pressure, it's going to be Lucas.
Yeah. Yeah, let's face it. Lucas is just stupidly good.
Must be nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Although, from what I've... Sorry, what's that,
is that a 56-second gap from P2 to P3? Is that what I'm looking at right now?
Yes. Yes, that would appear so. But then Bushel's done the pit, so...
Okay, yeah, roger. Thank you.
That would make a lot of sense. I was just thinking, that was... That's one hell of a gap that Curry's put over Bushel, but...
So everyone has pitted except for the front two, right? In the hypercars, I believe it just said. So I'm pretty sure the pit's only like, what, 30 seconds?
Well, depending on if you've got damage, and I can't remember how long it takes to fill up the energy tank. Yeah. And surely somebody will tell us.
Yeah. Where's that guy that told us about the light? He's clearly a genius on this shit. Get him back in here. But
perfect timing. I don't think they can run 120 litres in the GT3s. In real life cars, these can only roughly make a 60-minute stint from the WEC data. So, yeah, I do know they will need to pit for virtual energy. Whether they need to pit for the actual go-go juice, entirely sure.
The vroom vroom juice?
The vroom
aren't they
vroom.
both classified as vroom vroom juice?
Well, maybe. I don't know.
Have you made an oopsie?
Well, no, I don't think the virtual energy actually is like a virtual energy. I think it's... Oh, I'm going to have to do some research into this before I start talking about it. No, you're not going to get that twice. No.
Well, that's interesting. Hopefully old mate can let us know. But Lucas putting a 2-second gap on McNeil in the past however long we just yapped about nothing. So, not ideal. Some more hypercars weaving their way through the traffic. Where's Layla Bell? We need to see some defense on the hypercars.
I thought Lucas was just about to put a move.
Okay. No, that's not ideal.
Yeah.
They are in the pits. Oh my god, it even tells you the gap. This is impressive. As a Mustang, I believe that was, coming out the pits there, just behind Keys and McNeil. Come on, McNeil. I don't like to be biased, but I am going to be biased. I don't want to see Lucas win again. Every time I've commentated, he has won the race. Every single time.
If I stand corrected, he won by an absolute country mile in the last one you commentated.
It's a duos race. Did he not win the duos race?
Oh, I thought it was a sprint race.
Oh yeah, he won both those sprint races. The double header at Snetterton and Silverstone, he won both of them by like 10 seconds. Ridiculous.
Just slow down, Lucas. Something.
Yeah, like honestly, like you can't even be having fun anymore. I don't know, maybe we'll last the first challenge or something.
I was trying to think of a Max Verstappen quote just then, and can't remember. I
can't even think of any Max Verstappen quotes.
I'm sure he said some. Yeah, I don't know. Don't listen to me. I'll just carry on trying to work out about virtual energy.
Are you still researching that, eh?
Yeah,
not ideal.
It's not easy when you can't work out what you actually want to type into Mr. Google. Or Mrs. Google for that fact.
Virtual energy in LMGT3 is a weird concept on itself. It really doesn't equal the amount of fuel that fits in the car.
You're reading the same post I am.
Yeah, Roger.
Oh, there's too many words in that. I'll give up. I need the short version. I don't need the whole,
What is it? The TLDR or something? Too long didn't read?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Just one sentence would be nice.
Yeah. As Corey, is it Corey? Cowrie?
I don't know.
One of them is 7% energy, and Vintana still needs to pit, so they're both going to need to pit shortly. 15 minutes left. Surely they don't try and push it to the end, right?
I don't think Curry would make it to the end.
I think Vintana might with some impressive fuel saving, whatever you want to call it.
Stuff saving.
Yeah. Well, I'm just looking at it. I didn't even realize there were 15 minutes left of the race, and Keys and McNeil still haven't pitted, I believe. And Vintana and Cowrie still haven't pitted. So are they all trying to push it to the end?
Going for the long game, mate.
We might see some hardcore fuel saving.
There's actually a few of them they haven't pitted.
Yeah. Wow. Very interesting. Don't know the strategies in this game, as McNeil has a bit of a moment with the hypercar right behind him. But
That's
yeah, very interesting. Who's Peter?
The hypercar that just.
Oh yeah. I thought you were saying the BMW's Peter. I'm like,
okay. No, you silly ghost. That track map would be really handy. I just seen it come up yellow flag, and I'm like, no.
We've got an incident. I don't know where. But yeah. Pretty cruisy stuff.
Lucas has put a bit of a gap on Austin McNeil there. Oh, replay.
The man, the myth. Oh, don't tell me it's a Macca. Surely not the Macca.
No, that's the tyre wall. Oh, bye-bye. Ooh. That was lucky. That was a good bit of driving from the Porsche driver.
Oi.
Well, that got a little bit spicy for a second there.
That's interesting to say the least.
Oh, the onboard. Oh, yeah.
Oh my days.
Ooh, that was, yeah. I probably would have T-boned. But, yeah, it's me.
Oh, that McLaren driver would have been dead if I was driving that Porsche.
Admittedly, I remember at Snetterton the other week that Josh Holmes was spun around in front of me, and I thought for sure I was going to T-bone him.
Yeah, I watched that. That was an impressive save from Mr. Joshua Holmes, though.
Yeah, that was definitely me going, oh, here we go. I'm going to T-bone my own teammate. That was just about an absolute muddle of words.
It's alright, it's that time of the night, Marshy.
Yeah, it's been a big old day for me.
Yeah, at least you got to have a nap.
Thank you, sir. It was good. Aren't you in Queensland? You're like 3 hours behind me, aren't you? Still early for you.
No, it's nearly 9 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
Nearly my bedtime. It's
Yeah,
past
fair enough.
bedtime. Not looking for getting up at 4 a.m. or 3:30 tomorrow.
Sounds awesome.
Start work at 4. Yay.
Yeah, no sympathy from me. Sorry.
Could be worse. Could be in New Zealand.
I'm still waiting for the worst part.
That is the worst part. Corey is pitted. So that's one of the drivers that we're waiting on. Collins is in the pit. Keys and McNeil still yet to pit with 12 minutes left. And Vintana still yet to pit.
It's got to be frustrating for the hypercars when you're sitting behind a GT3 in an area like that and you're like, I can go, but...
That's one thing I noticed, I think it was at Fuji, where there's a lot of places. Actually, I don't think it was Fuji. I think it was Bahrain or something. There's a couple of places where you just can't do anything. You have to just sit behind them and wait. Very frustrating, but the joys of multi-class racing.
I was waiting for that. Although, to be fair, these hypercars, some of them sound absolutely beautiful. Unless they're right next to you, then they scare the absolute death out of you.
Plus 1 lap.
GT3 hypercar.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I was like, what the? Wait, that's not the racing line.
No, that's the pit entry.
No, I was talking about the, I think it's Corvette in front of him. Went like well and truly off the track.
That'll do it. Lucas is in the pits.
Is that Keys? That is Keys coming into the pits. That's McNeil behind him. That pit lane looks horrendous. I didn't want anyone to say it.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
Alright, Collins, we need you to make up 40 seconds right now. Come on. You can do it, son.
We're at this point of the race now.
10 minutes left. Not much has happened.
Need to get that Mustang to stretch its legs.
Corey might be close, no? Looking like an 8-second gap still. Okie dokie.
Ooh, McNeil in front of Lucas. He jumped him in the pits.
What's happened there? A little bit of an inky-dink in the pits. So here we go. We may have some entertainment.
I think she might be on.
We know Lucas has the pace to pull a gap to McNeil, so he's definitely going to have the pace to catch him. I wonder if maybe he put in more fuel or something.
I'm picking that's what it would have been. Yeah, just Lucas did a slight little bit more of a splash and dash.
Maybe McNeil was fuel saving, hence why I didn't have to put as much in. Who knows?
These are all big questions.
Big questions that no one can answer.
Well, I'm sure they could, but we definitely can.
We'll have to ask him in the post-race interview.
We do that?
I don't think so. I hope not.
Yeah, because I would have had questions lined up otherwise.
Writing down notes and shit.
Yeah, like, whoa. I would have been, did you know that the lights on the side of the car, do you know if you're in P1, 2 or 3?
Just asking drivers shit like that, eh? All the questions you can ask them, that's what you want to ask them.
Look at the legs on that Mustang.
Yep, truly making that Corvette look like a sitting duck.
Porsche.
That's quite a big... Oh, sorry. All the liveries look the same on the Porsches and the Corvettes, I swear to God. That's my excuse, I'm sticking to it.
Hey, look, it works.
Here comes another hypercar. Please don't cause an incident between these two.
If there is, I'm flipping a table.
You can cause an incident between any other GT3, just not these two. These two are the ones that are racing. Don't ruin it.
Look at that. The speed difference is unreal, eh?
Okay, bye.
Yeah, it's pretty much. Back straight? What back straight? That was more like a back strip.
What?
Back straight, so it's not the whole straight. It's jokes are funny when you don't have to explain them.
Jokes are funny when they make sense, but nonetheless.
Yeah, here we are.
With Lucas with a 5/10 gap to McNeil, or behind McNeil, I should say. McNeil looking pretty strong after that pit stop. Wait.
Was that the esports line too, or?
Yeah. As you can see, he's made up 3/10 from it, so yeah, it clearly was, Marshy.
Must be.
You just don't understand, mate. It's okay. Fine.
Maybe one day. It's something that I'll strive to understand, but I simply can't.
Six minutes 30 left. We've got a race on our hands here in the GT3 class. The hyperclass, no one, we let that be. That's just, yeah.
They're gone. They're doing their own thing.
Everyone's out for a Sunday drive in the hyperclass. But, as the McNeil looks to have gone a little bit deep there, he's closing them up a little bit more. Wow, I wish we had Australian service so this didn't look so bad.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Is this an in-game hub? It's got to be, right? There's no way.
I actually think this is how they do it in real life.
Yeah, Roger.
Surely there can't be track limits on that corner.
Nah. What's that?
Track limits? Dunno.
Nah, never heard of them.
That's the fence, isn't it?
Yeah. To me it is.
I meet the fence quite often.
Yeah, like, so what if I want to take the line that's on the grass?
Yeah, it could be quicker.
Down to the last 5 minutes. Key's struggling to make up the time. McNeil might hold this one out, Marshy.
It's going to be a sight if he holds off Lucas, because we all know what Lucas can esports line. We all know what Lucas can pedal like, and he's definitely not slow.
This is racing cars, Marshy, not push bikes. What are you talking about pedaling for?
Yeah, sorry. I'm used to the go-karts.
This ain't Tour de France. That's still not what I said, but that's fine. That's all good.
It depends on what kind of go-kart you're talking about. You could have the pedal carts, or... Oh, I'm going back to my hidey hole.
We're getting a replay here. Not sure. Oh, this is off keys in that turn 1 Inkadink. I think he gets a little love tap. Slow-mo.
How good.
Whoa. We've even got slow-mo. This is fantastic camera work.
He's just out there doing the hard work on the cameras, isn't he?
Mate, we're sitting here talking about absolutely nothing. And he's in here putting in a shift. Not to mention, he has to put up with us.
Yeah.
That's
Hey, what's going on there?
Don't tell me like McNeil. No, that's not. We're good.
No.
We're all good.
I don't think
Same
that was
car,
the
same
correct
livery,
time.
but
Yeah.
we're good.
Be absolutely outstanding when we can do, when you talented people that do the liveries will be able to do our own.
Custom liveries, yeah. I believe I read that they're going to be bringing in trading paints, which is what they use in iRacing.
Ooh.
Don't
That
quote
could
me,
be good.
but I think, which is what they said, or what I read, they were going to be bringing into LMU for the custom liveries. McNeil really putting on a gap on keys. I never thought I'd see it.
Oh, that was unexpected. So we've got the replay of the Beamer ending up on it. Is it going to end up on the door?
It looked like it rolled.
Oi, 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 oi. Oh, I nearly went for the Mr. Drifter. Yes. Oh, that is unfortunate. Oh, that was entertaining.
That's like one of those videos you see of people that take like 5 seconds to fall down. It's like, don't you crash already?
Oh, unlucky.
He's gonna make up his mind if he wanted to save it or crash.
If he saved it in that last corner, that would have been severely impressive.
Oh dear. You hate to see it, but you also kind of love to see it.
Although I can confirm that I have rolled a car on ACC on Mount Panorama. Turns out you can go through the dipper on your roof.
Yeah, but let's be honest, who hasn't rolled a car at least once over Skyline?
Yeah, that's true. I tried doing the no brakes thing and couldn't do it.
Yeah. I think the very first time I drove Bathurst, I tried taking it flat. No lifting, just flat. And the first time I met Jesus.
Oh, I hope you shook his hand because, yeah.
Oh, mate. He laughed at me.
I would have. I definitely would have. If I'd known that, I would be absolutely grilling you about it every time.
Yep. He wasn't very attractive, though, I will say. You know, I feel like if you're Jesus, you kind of got to, look the part. But
I mean, hey, each to their own. Yeah, so I'm not buying into that one.
you're just not biting tonight. It's not fun.
No, I don't want to cause controversy about religion because... No thanks.
But that's where the fun is.
Yeah, so this battle between McNeil and Keys starting to hot up as Keys is just inching closer. He's only got 35 seconds, so he's got to make a move.
I just love when things start to hot up. Really makes it interesting.
Especially in the dying seconds.
Yep.
Must be a thing for these GT3 cars that they're all got blue lights in their cab.
I mean, assuming we've seen it, or considering we've seen it in every car, I'm going to say it is, I think.
It's a solid observation from me.
I don't know. I'm no expert. I'm no whatever old mate's name was in the chat that was giving us all the info, but I believe that's the case. Is that a pink light?
I'm just going to agree with you.
It looked pink. Anywho's, last lap. McNeil holding on to P1. Lucas Keys unable to close the gap, which is quite a surprise. I thought for sure he would have Why is he pitting?
That's unusual.
I believe the race is already finished and we've just missed it.
Surely not.
No? Surely not. I know I'm half asleep, but surely that's not the case.
Yeah, surely that's not right.
Maybe he ran out of energy or something? I'm not quite sure what has happened there. Nonetheless, it's going to be McNeil P1 in GT3 and Vintonino. That's not it, but he's going to be P1 in the hyperclass by an 8-second gap. So, safe to say it was some pretty interesting racing.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. As Ben Vintonino comes over the line in P1. Well done. Curry for
With a
P2
light
in the
flash.
hyperclass. Yeah.
He's loving it. He's loving it. But, with that being said, I know we do have Split Red coming up. And it is a night race in the wet.
At Kyalami.
So, that's going to be interesting.
If it's anything like last night, I mean, it hopefully won't be a car park, as we all know has been commentated.
I'm not sure. I didn't watch, so I have no idea.
Mate, if you don't know about the car park commentary, you need to look it up. It is... I'm not going to say what Malik said, but yeah, it's definitely an interesting watch. It was a night race, Kyalami, and I think it got to 6 wide at one part in the first corner.
Yeah, Roger. Well, that's going to do it for LMU tonight. Unfortunately, not very entertaining. I do apologise. We did try our best to make it somewhat entertaining for you guys.
Yeah, I think I might have to race in this one next week, or the next race we got, because if I remember correctly, we've got
that's going to make it interesting.
Yes, from the back of the pack to the back of the pack.
But there is people still doing laps. Are they just doing joy laps? I'm not quite sure what is happening.
Surely not. I'm pretty sure Austin McNeil here is just coming over the line, so that's his race done. Surely. And then, yeah, so the GT3s are just finishing up now, Collins and P2.
I wonder what happened to Keys.
Might have to send him a DM and go, what's going on there, bruh?
Very interesting as we get some nice little donuts here from the boys in the GT3s. Where was this from the hypercars?
Yeah.
No idea. But there's the final standings. What was that, sorry?
I think that's what you better do the next race.
Maybe. We'll have to wait and see. I don't think so. But losing my voice, I'm getting tired. That's going to do it for tonight's LMU racing. Hopefully you guys somewhat enjoyed. We're going to have Split Red coming up at Kyalami night race in the wet, so it should be very enjoyable. Make sure you guys stay tuned. And goodbye.
Yeah, have a safe and happy Easter, and we'll see you on the other side of it.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome to our third and final ACC split for you for the week. And have we got a treat for you tonight? Not only have we got Split Red, the punchiest split in the league, we have the infamous Kyalami at night in the rain. I don't know about you, Damo, but I am absolutely pumped for this one.
Sam, it's going to be a great one. Hi everyone, Damiano here. You may know me. I did things. Kyalami at night in the rain. Absolutely epic. Love it in the Porsche.
I love the shameless plug, Davo. Love the shameless plug. And congratulations on the win. And as a previous and recent winner here, mate, I'm going to be relying on you tonight for some insight into what these drivers are facing. It's pouring with rain. It's pitch black. The track lighting here isn't great. And in the dry, you want to use as much of those curbs as you can. Whereas tonight, they're going to be like driving on ice.
Absolutely. Some of the curbs are really icy and some of them are really grippy. So it's all fun and games. As we see Viney going into turn two on this one. Gets me out all the time. Coming up the barbecue. Guys are on the first flying lap. So we'll see how they go.
Interesting to see how qualifying is going to play out tonight. Over the races that we've had so far in the season, I think we've had a different pole seater every week. So I'm really interested to see who's been nailing their wet practice and who's comfortable in their car tonight.
Absolutely. The Porsches do have a slight advantage here. Have been very grippy, as we noticed in last night in Split Green. There were some cars up front. Also noticed the McLarens are also pretty good in the wet here. So very, very hard to get past them as they're driving very fast.
Well, look, Damo, as the track sits at 1,500 metres above sea level, and that air is going to be a little bit thinner, I think we're going to see a disadvantage to the naturally aspirated cars tonight in the horsepower department, which, as you know, in the wet doesn't play a huge factor. But keep an eye on those turbocharged cars down the straights. They might be making some overtakes and some moves that you wouldn't otherwise expect.
Oh, absolutely. Getting around turn one, that little kink just after the start-finish line, as we see car 17, which I think is Ellis, putting in a 46.977, first car under the 47s. It's a good opening lap.
Yeah, great banker. He'll be looking to better that, no doubt, as we see some more flying laps come in, and we continue on board with Viney, who has had a wild run. Probably still getting his tyres up to temperature still, and he's 2.1 seconds off that pole time.
Yeah, tyres are absolutely critical here. You've got to get the pressures right, get them right in the window. Too low, you don't have enough grip, and too high, and you lose the grip.
Yeah, it's tricky, very tricky, especially in the wet. As you said, you don't want them to balloon, but you need them right in that specific window. As Viney runs a little bit wide into that left-hander just there, as we cut to an off-board shot. And tell you what, those Kovacs liveries are stunning. They look great every week, and they really stand out. Oh, as he's doing a bit of a Tokyo drift there through Sunset, as he's coming into the clubhouse left-hander on the brakes, left hand down, hug the curb, but don't dare touch it, and then back on the power for the run into the mineshaft section.
Yeah, that one's actually, I think the S is the mine shaft is where car 95's hitting the section now, before Cheetah with that giant sausage curb.
My bad. I got my sectors mixed up there.
That's all right. As we're looking at Ellis hitting the sausage curb at Cheetah, and that's what it does to you. Throws you way off.
Absolute death, that sausage. In the races that I've done here at Kyalami, I don't breathe through Cheetah because you want to get as close as you can to that orange curb without touching it at all, because it does just send the car to space. As we're watching Shady Samuel here finish another flying lap, and it's going to be a 46.3 or thereabouts. It puts him 4/10 clear of Raschuti. What can Chalmers answers with? Currently sitting in P10.
Yes.
And he's answered with a 47.4.
Yeah, a little bit slower this lap. He went wide in the last corner, and I was surprised it wasn't an invalid lap. Very hard to get an invalid lap. Probably about the only place you can get it is where Raschuti just went through before the hairpin.
There you go. Interesting. So track limits are quite lenient tonight, as we see Squires have a bit of an oversteer moment there. And I think that's probably going to play into the driver's hands a little bit, make these qualifying laps a little bit easier to put together in these challenging conditions.
Oh, absolutely. As we have Shady Samuel still at 46.3. Then we have Longley at 0.3 behind. Maddox still just a little bit more than 0.3. And Rich Uti 0.4 behind. As Squires goes to the pits prior to redo the pressures and half a second behind, making him 46.8. And we got Rochford at P8 in Porsche, car number 332. He's only 0.8 off pole. Good going there.
That's a great lap from Scotty Rochford in the Pro-Am 332 Porsche there. He seems to like to dabble in difficult cars, Scotty Rochford. Last season he was in the NSX, and now he's jumped into the Porsche. So hopefully his car choice favours him tonight in these wet conditions.
As we've got Rich Uti going through mineshaft, just dropped 1/10 of a second, picked it up. Valid, yes, going to the last corner. This could be a new pole lap.
Watching the battle play out this season between Samuel, Longley, and Rashudi and Ellis has been absolutely fascinating. Shady often with the first commanding lap of qualifying, he misses it by 65 hundredths there, unfortunately. Poor Rashudi. He'll reset and go for another hot lap. No doubt these cars will be fueled to run an entire qualifying session, especially in the wet, so they can get those tyres into the window and then keep them there.
Yes, absolutely. It's a bit of difference of tyre pressures between quali and race. Because race is a bit cooler tonight. We'll have still half a second up for Ellis. That's 0.6 flying there. That's another pole looking lap.
If he can hold on to this delta here, he'll be doing well as he tries to keep the car to the inside of the right-hand curb and then makes the run up the hill to, in my opinion, one of the most difficult corners on the track to get right, this hairpin. I get heaps of oversteer on exit just here, and I find it really hard to get the car hooked up to fly back down the hill into this left-hander, which in all the cars I've driven is absolutely flat out, and Breno Ellis has showed us that it also is in the Audi.
Yeah, a little slide there getting into the mineshaft corner, but excellent driving out through it. Finds 0.2 of a second. Coming in, here we go. Sluggish curve, stay away. Beautifully done. Staying right just on the curbing. Last turn, staying off the curbs, braking straight, hooking in, don't go too wide. Excellent. There's a lot of grip on that curb on the outside there, so you can use that a little bit. Crosses the line, and we have, almost a 45, 46.075. Well done.
That's a stonking lap from Ellis.
Absolutely is indeed. And we still got Rochford. He's moved up to P7 now of 0.6 off. So that was 46.6 for Rochford. And then in the silver class, we got Maddox in P5, Warren and Squires kicking in.
Extremely tight battle there in the silver class as Maddox just completes another flying lap and puts a little bit more daylight between him and Zach Rochford. But that's a blink of an eye between those two cars.
Oh, wouldn't even be that, would it?
Depends how fast you blink, I think, Damon. I've seen you race, so I'd say it's pretty quick.
Oh, mate, I had my eyes closed all last night, I swear.
Well, as I said, the lighting's not real great here, so probably similar to what you experienced driving here the other night.
Yeah.
Samuel's up on this lap. If he can hold on onto this delta, we're in for quite a shootout here tonight, Damon.
Absolutely, because Rich Uti, we know he's got some pace. I love his braking of late. It's been wonderful. And everyone else is not that far behind. You can sneak something in as the cars will clear some water. Here we go. Squires, let's call it 0.4 up. That could potentially be a P2. Someone's gone off at, was that mineshaft on the left there? Yeah, there's the yellow flag. I'm
not even going to have another go at the corner names after I mess that last one up.
I only know Paul. Guys, keep it going. A little clip on the curb, that's fine. Just don't brake on the other curb. Still gives it lots of respect. Deep, good braking. Can you maintain it on the exit? No, dropping a little bit of time, dropping a little bit more time. Still going to be a good lap. And we find that he's P4, half a second off. And here we go, Shady Samuels. Dropped onto the last corner. Tricky exit. Any time gained? A little bit. 0.192. Rich Uti's given up. That's his quali done. He's gone to pits. So he's, at the moment, P3.
It's a battle for pole between Samuel and Ellis. As we jump back on with Ellis, hasn't found a whole lot of time so far in this lap. But I'm sure that he's got a few tenths, and he doesn't need. Well, he's currently sitting in the hot seat, so he doesn't need a whole lot. But we'll see what Samuel can answer with.
Ellis needs to find time in mine shaft. I think is where he got lost last time.
Ooh.
Little slide there, well kept. Didn't lose much time, if at all.
That was extremely well held, especially on that curb.
Yeah, through the S's I find it really tricky. It's not really a place you can push, and that corner there on the inside, that's where you can get a lot of track limits. Braking at the hairpin, magnificent. Look at the exit, all of it down, and here we go. This is going to be the spot. He's already in pole, but going to secure it as we got the clock has finished, and everyone's who's on the last laps.
Well, keep an eye on Ellis, and I'd love to see what Shady's delta is as he enters into the final sector here, to see whether he's going to be able to threaten that pole time at all. Whoa, and Shady...
Well, looks like 2 no's there.
Yeah. Well, it looks like there may be no changes at the pointing end of the grid. I wonder what's happening a little bit further down the grid for obviously Rochford sitting in Pro-Am pole.
Maddox is on a lap, and here we are with Maddox. Oh, hard to do, pushing everything. And Warren, here we go, 0.3. Time can be found these last 2 corners.
Especially through Cheetah and into Ingwe, I find there's loads of time that we lose.
That one's invalid. Yeah, Cheetah, if you nailed that one right. And here we go, McLeod, 0.5 up. Gonna
be happy with that.
P5? P4. Oh,
P4.
Wonderful time.
Great lap from McLeod.
Going to be a very good race in the low numbers. Oh, here we go. Mike Crick putting in an excellent time. 0.6, 0.7 up. Crossing the line. He's going to grab a lot of spots. P10. Nice job, Cricky.
Track evolution has played such a major part in this qualifying session as well, Damo. You know, it's all about being on tyres in the right window at the right time. As the cars clear the water off the track, and we get some more and more
on the lap. 0.7 up, 20 P25 crosses the line, looking, counting. P20, job well done. Yeah, I think that's a happy slide.
Yeah.
Over to you in the rating.
No one wants me to sing the Star Wars theme song.
Kyalami.
South Africa at the car park. There was darkness. There were cars. So many cars. And then it happened. Death. Destruction. Oh, the humanity.
Massive diving inside there, and they've really condensed. So far, so good. Dare I say it? Yeah, I did. 3 wides across the field. There is a car around at an absolute fucking car park. This is a fucking joke, and this is why I should never commentate OOR.
Safety car has been deployed. If you were wondering.
And we're back.
We're back. Back again.
Oh.
And looks dark. Is it raining? This track certainly looks wet.
It looks a bit slick. Definitely looks a bit slick. Talk us through the winning strategy here. Obviously, we're working with a no pit window, a fixed fueling time, and no requirement for tyres. Is how much advantage is there in taking a new set of boots, especially here in the wet?
In the wet, I'd say not worth it for an extra 5 seconds on the stop, because the wets can go quite far I found for a full stint of say an hour tonight. Changing them, you'll get some time back, but will it be enough? And it's also extremely difficult to overtake here, so you'll lose your track position. So the only way you can really get past is putting pressure on the car in front and getting them to make a mistake. So not worth taking tyres, I believe.
Well, I think we're going to see mistakes aplenty tonight as well. So that's the winning strategy, you think, Damo? Just fuel, no tyres. What sort of pit window are we working with? When are you expecting to see the drivers come in?
Oh, that's really open. Really, really, really. Does say really? Really open. You got people that will want to get and change tyres, refuel straight away, so they get out of the group as cars head off on their formation lap. You got people that want to do it at 50%. You have people that want to go a little bit later to give them options, whether they pit early if they've had a muff to start and they're behind people, they have an earlier stop, or they can extend. Oh, we got W. Patterson starting from the pit lane. Not an awful strategy, that one either, with the potential for a safety car and a bit of carnage happening. So not a bad call there. And some people will leave it to the last lap. So either or. It's really like could literally be anything. I went long just so I could keep my rhythm. That's my main reason.
Yeah, and that's a fair enough call. It's a place that I feel like the undercut is going to be quite helpful here tonight. Get yourself, especially if you can get yourself out into some clean air. Get out from under that spray from the car in front. Get yourself a bit of vision so you can hit your braking, your apexes, and make sure that you're exiting with as much speed as possible. And give yourself a bit of room to, as you said, develop that rhythm.
Yeah.
I mean, Damo, obviously, when you're racing from the front, mate, you've got nothing but clear air in front of you. But those people that are a little bit further back, I think it'll be an interesting strategy tonight to see if anyone employs that undercut.
Yeah, it will be interesting because you can be losing a little bit of time because you just can't see your turn-in points, you can't see your braking points too clear. Our braking points wasn't too bad, but the turn-in points and the apexes are really tricky. Let's quickly go through the top 10. So we have Ellis, Samuel, Ricciuti in pros, then in P4 from qualifying we have McLeod, Squires, Warren and Maddox, 4 silver drivers. Another pro, Long Lee, then 2 pro-ams in the top 10, Rochford and Crick. Well done, guys.
Yeah, stonking effort from those two gentlemen there. Be interesting to see, whether they're able to maintain those positions. They've got some pro and silver drivers behind them, who may or may not have been able to put a lap together during qualifying. So hopefully, they can hold on to those positions after the race start.
Yeah, let's see how they go. Can I lean on you to call this one, or shall we do it together and talk over each other a little bit?
No, I could do it. I was about to throw you under the proverbial bus there.
I got in first. Let's go.
You're another winner tonight, as Breno Ellis driving over his grid boxes, waiting for the light to go green, holding, and we are green and racing. We've got a great start from both the front runners there. As well as the Porsche of, I think, Zach Warren, putting a bit of pressure on Ricciuti into turn 1. Ricciuti having a little bit of a look up the inside of Shady there, as Ellis has made a great getaway. Oh, and I think there was maybe a little bit of contact there between Shady and Ricciuti. And there's our pit lane starter coming through. So the order is as it started with the top 7. Been no changes there as the timing tree does its strange thing as we head into sunset and then into the clubhouse bend here. A couple of moves looking to be made up the inside there, and that's a bold move around the outside there.
That was Long Lee on Squires. Good move.
Great move. He's held on to that as well. As we come into the S's here, and Long Lee looking to sort of mince up this field a bit and hopefully get back to the pointy end of the grid. We have seen him at the pointy end earlier in the season, as there's another dive there from Aiden on the Long Lee with a bit of a touch on exit. The stewards may just call that a bit of a racing incident. First lap, wet conditions, and both drivers live to tell another tale.
One good starter was car number 72, Porch Gobi, and Maddox had a little bit of a nasty one, falling a couple of spots down the P9.
That McLaren can be tough to get off the grid. You know, give those time for those turbochargers to spool up a little bit. As Longley is all over the gearbox of Aiden. Has another look up the inside onto the main straight. You know, Merc versus Ford power here, but Aiden's got a much better exit. I wonder if Longley's going to sort of show a nose and maybe try and go up the inside into the Crowthorne corner.
Guys defending a little bit, defending a bit of blank air, free air, clear air, but not a bad spot to do it, because other Longley also looks very efficient under braking. So
Longley's been a real contender this season. Been a real contender, and he's not afraid to go wheel to wheel either. So, you know, Squire's having driven with him for a little while now is probably aware of that and thought he was better to take that inside line.
2 cars to watch for potential early pit stops. I'm looking at Rochford and Chalmers. They actually moved up the grid a little bit on the start there. So they've either had good starts from a little bit of low fuel or good starts from good reaction and good driving. We'll have to keep an eye on those two.
Yeah, we definitely will. As I think Scotty Rochford dropped back a little bit. He was inside the top 10.
Yes, you're right. Yes.
Didn't have the best of starts. As we're sitting on board with Longley, again, he shows the nose there. He's done well to keep that out of the door at Aiden, and Aiden is all over the back of McLeod in the number 8 Aston there. That Aston's going to be one to watch tonight in these conditions. Does fantastic in the wet.
The Aston traction control is still infinitely good. Is that correct?
I've not spent a whole lot of time in the Aston myself, but if it's anything like the traction control of the 296, he's going to be in good hands tonight.
Excellent, excellent. We saw Pete Johnson under a bit of pressure from Rochford. There's a little bit of a gap forming at the back there. Even though it was a Chalmers, 0.9 behind Rochford. I was just watching Rochford have a go at Johnson. Mike Cricks dropped a spot to Slavaggio, and first pitter coming in, Jensen, car 95 in the Audi, makes a pit stop. I didn't see any yellows appear, so this could be strategic, and we have the replay. That's Mike Crick.
Oh, and a bit of adventure on the grass there for Cricky.
Always very difficult. First couple of laps, get your tyres up the pressure. Oh, he's backed up a little bit.
Backed up a lot. The grass on those tyres wouldn't be helping him down the mine shaft and through that absolutely flat out left-hander.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, while the tyres are getting up the pressure, everything's a bit sketchy, just trying to get around the corners and a little bit of tiny bit of aquaplaning and sliding.
Breno Ellis had developed a bit of a gap there on Shady. It was out to sort of 1.2, 1.3 seconds, and it looks like it's come down a little bit. So we'll need to keep an eye on that for the rest of the race. It's not like Shady to not be out front, so we'll see whether he's able to reel Breno in as we cut to another replay.
That's a miss.
That car is absolutely all over the place, but he's done well to keep a hold of it. And I believe, and I really don't want to jinx it, but we're about to finish lap 3 without a yellow flag. Well done, Split Red.
Thank you, Ryan. Well done. There's a little bit of movement at timing tower just now. I think it was that Warren dropping a couple of spots?
Oh, he did enter the pits.
No, that was car 30.
Oh, maybe the timing tree's doing some odd things.
No, my mistake. It was car 95 that entered the pits, and car number 30's fallen behind a little bit, maybe a little off.
Not hard to have an adventure around here tonight. And
I'll be
seeing more of it.
I am seeing a bit of a gap now between P3 and P4. There's a 3-second gap now, and the rest of the field's just now starting to have the field spread kick in. It was that last lap, everyone was still very tight together, and within a second of each other, racing very hard. Whoa, and that's your Aston going off.
Oh, yeah, he's not had a fun run out of there. He was a bit of a cork in the bottle there. It was, there was half a second gap sort of from McLeod all the way down to Johnson in P11. As this is getting spicy now between Salvaggio, throwing it up the inside of McLeod here, having a bit of a look. Can he hold on to it? And he gets that move done. That's a classy move there from Salvaggio. as Johnson then has another look up the inside and gets a move done as well. McLeod is in all sorts of trouble here. He needs to find his rhythm.
Yeah, really hard to regain it back after a little bit of a wobble there. There'll be some car damage. Hopefully nothing too significant. Oh, yeah. Yep, I remember doing that. A few seasons ago, did exactly the same thing. Got the wheel on the grass and just flipped you around.
So easy to do there.
Oh,
So easy to do.
Especially when you're filling other cars, you just can't see where the edge of the circuit is, and you think you're fine, and then all of a sudden, you're not.
Aiden Squires is under a lot of pressure here from Longley, and as you said, with quite a big gap to Raschuti, Longley's going to be looking to clear the silver driver in Aiden Squires and start hunting after Raschuti, Samuel, and Ellis. But in turn, he's got Timmy Gobb all over the back of him. So not only is he trying to make an attacking move, but he's having to play the defensive game, as we'll stay on board here coming into turn one. And Longley very defensive to start with. Gobby decides he doesn't want any of it. Keeps that Porsche planted behind the Merc. Hope he can get a better exit here to then possibly go up the inside through Barbecue.
Yep. We're actually on board with Warren, and Gobby is behind. But it's easy to tell. Those cars look very similar at night, don't they?
Close.
They really do, don't they?
They both look. They've both got Porsche badges on the front and back. All right. My apologies.
Predominantly dark, because we did see it from behind. There's like dark with a bit of flash of colour. And they're both silver drivers. Makes it challenging. Here we go. With Warren's got the yellow strip at the top. Here we go. Thank you, Warren, for that. It makes us easier to identify the cars.
Makes it much easier to identify the cars. Okay, so we've just had Jay Carvin jump in chat and give us a little insider information on the 72 car that apparently they're slightly intoxicated. So let's hope there aren't any pullover breathos on the Kyalami circuit tonight. Otherwise, he may be in a little bit of hot water.
Wasn't there a bit of Dutch colonisation in South Africa? Not wanting to stoke any fire there, but a bit of Dutch courage happening.
Look, as long as he can see straight and he keeps it between the white lines, he's doing far better than I would be able to.
Absolutely. So the gap between P1 P2 still 1 second, but Judy's staying in touch with 1.4 seconds. Squire slowly slipping back, and it was 3.7 seconds. So a little bit extra time happening there. Wrong. It's double demerit. Yeah, double demerit weekend. You're right. Does that mean he gets a double penalty if he accidentally has something? McLeod makes a pit. I wonder if this is scheduled. It's only about 9 minutes and a bit into the race.
No, that's McLeod who tapped the wall before, so no doubt he's jumped into the pits to try and fix a bit of damage. If I was him at this point, I'd probably consider taking a new set of boots. Make sure he's got enough fuel to the end and just see if he can sort of carve his way through the grid.
Absolutely. Now, it's a bit of a speculator with the car control. He could have been on full tanks trying to go to the end, so that's why the car was a bit more difficult to handle in the beginning stages of the race. Only a speculator, I don't know, but that certainly won't help.
If that's that wasn't the strategy you employed though, was it, Damo? You didn't brim it and go for a last lap pit.
No.
It's Johnston all over the back of Salvaggio here. Gap on the timing tree currently showing at 4/10, but it looks a hell of a lot closer to that. Will he throw it? He's going to go the hard way, looking for the switchback, trying to stay out of the back of that McLaren as he's got his foot flat to the floor in the V8 Bentley. That thing will be absolutely screaming down the hill, but the McLaren's going to have the advantage through this high-speed section. Can Johnson make a move coming into Cheetah?
Looks a lot better under braking. I heard that the McLaren brakes aren't great, but I don't know how good they are in... Oh, a little bit... Missed the apex a little bit there. Pardon me. What was I talking about? McLaren brakes. Not great in the dry. I don't know what they're like in the wet, though. So this will be time to find out as they go down the main straight, through the... going through turn 1 just now. There it is. It's got a radius, so it's a turn. And as head into turn 2... here we go. Replay. Oh!
And Cheetah claims its first victim, and I believe that's the Porsche of Timmy Gobe in the black and pink fruit bowl livery, who now finds himself falling into the clutches of Salvaggio in that McLaren. And look, as a McLaren driver for a long time, I can attest that they feel like marshmallows at the best of times.
Wonderful.
Wet, dry, doesn't matter. That car is diabolical under brakes. Oh, Salvaggio uh, misses his braking marker. The McLaren not putting up and decides that he wants to jump into the back of the Porsche there. Maybe a bit of blue flag traffic sort of helping that issue. And Johnson will be licking his lips here, waiting for an incident between these two to see whether he can pick up the pieces and come out a winner.
Can't do that forever. He needs to make a move. But yeah, excellent strategy. Let the people make way for you. Jeez, look how tight that is. What's that? 3 cars wide through there? Amazing.
3 wide, one of them blue flags, fighting against a silver, well, not fighting against, but trying to navigate his way through a silver and Pro-Am driver there of Mike Crick and Ramez Samuel in the Pyramids Racing Mercedes, as Ramez is sort of shaping up a move on Cricky here.
Oh, Ricciuti, fast lap. Definitely a fast lap. Ricciuti sneaking up on Shady Samuel with only 0.7, and Shady Samuel only just 1 second and a bit behind Ellis. Top 3 are absolutely flying.
Yeah, they sure are. That's 3 or 4 tenths off our pole time. So these guys are moving around the circuit tonight. We can see that we've got medium rain all night with a track temp of 15 degrees. So at least the conditions should be stable and there's no wind to speak of. So we're not going to have to make any sort of pressure or temperature decisions on our pit stop. The guys will just be able to fill it full of fuel and hit the go pedal and away they'll go.
Yeah, it's there's still a little bit of room in there between 10 and 30 minutes for a variation change because we're only 50 minutes into the race. But I can't imagine going bone dry as this Salvaggio really put the pressure on Gobi here.
And as we see the Bentley sitting right on the back of the McLaren here, is it going to have the drive up the hill? And he decides he doesn't want anything of it. He's going to go for the switchback again. Tries to throw it up the inside, but Salvaggio's got him covered. And no doubt that McLaren will then suck itself to the ground down through mineshaft. The super high compression section of the circuit here. You try and get the car all the way over to the left, jam on the brakes to then throw it into the right-hander of the Crocodiles before then you start thinking about cheetah and if you may start holding your breath.
There we go.
Shady answers with his own fastest lap. Not, that's hundredths quicker than Ricciuti, but he's now within 7 tenths of Ellis. So that battle at the front is heating up slightly.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting with the pit strategies. They've got to do it sometime, and there's no optimum. I don't really think there's a really optimum time to strategy. I actually think a lot of these guys are going to go long. Probably last 20 minutes, I think. Oh, there's a Porsche driving slowly on the outside. I don't beat the blue flag. Can't see it slowing down.
As we're sticking with this battle, Johnson is doing really well to hang on the back of Salvaggio. He's shown the nose a few times. I'm just hoping that he doesn't get impatient and make a bit of a silly move. As we jump into the cockpit of Shady, who has gained another 10th on Breno Ellis.
This could be. Sorry, I was about to say this could be effect of the fuel balance coming down, and his car's now in tune with the track conditions. Oh, now down to 0.5. Ricciuti back at 1.3. And I think the gap to Squires is now stretched out to 5.4 seconds. Longley holding in close behind Squires, potentially waiting for a pit stop change. And then Warren and Maddox and Gobi and Salvaggio all a few seconds apart from each other. Look like Shady's turning up the heat here. Though it looked like he had a little bit of a fake move going into the last corner there. What do you think of that?
He's mate, I think he's just slowly warming into his stint. He's a seasoned campaigner, Shady Samuel. He knows how to drive a race. And I think he sort of gave a bit of free air, found a rhythm, brought his tyres and brakes up into that optimal range. and now he's got Breno squarely in his sights, and he's deciding that he might quite like to lead the race from the front tonight. And I tell you what, night races, how great is the glow that you get from the exhausts and the brakes? It's one
I
of the
love
things
it.
that I love seeing. You know, I'm an avid Formula One fan, and I love seeing the brake disc glow at night. And it's exactly the same watching ACC. You know,
Oh.
love seeing those brake discs go red hot. You know, the drivers are absolutely standing on their brake pedals. As Shady's slowly inching closer, but they haven't dropped Prosciutti here either.
No, not at all.
So
Keep going.
these boys are going to need to keep it clean, otherwise Rashuti may come out as the grinner and winner. As we jump on bonnet cam,
Oh, he's gone deep.
that's very wide from Shady there, and that's exactly what I was talking about. Prosciutti's now up the inside.
And a slide.
He's got the inside line. Oh, he doesn't. He's tucked
Wow.
right in.
He got the traction.
I thought for sure he was alongside there. But that's exactly what I was talking about. These guys are going to have to be very, very careful and make sure that if they're going to make a move, they make it stick, because otherwise Rashuti will be there to pick up the pieces. And we've got Jared Ellis with a 10-second penalty for causing a collision on lap 4. I don't believe that one made it to broadcast, but
that one surprised me. I thought that was our leader getting up there and going, what for? I thought it was pretty clean.
But
he's paying attention.
We may get a replay a little bit later, so we can have a look at that one. And at least the stewards have already decided, so our opinions on the matter don't matter.
Oh, it makes it so much easier.
And I'm just looking down the timing tree. Salvaggio has managed to sort of, close that gap to Timmy Go. But here we go on the replay. All looks clean so far.
Oh, turned in.
It is fine in. Oh, yeah.
Yep. Oopsie.
Yeah, as the great Fernando Alonso is famous for saying, you must always leave the space.
Oh, and how scary is the sideways car on the track stationary, though? Whoa, good driving by everybody to dodge. Yeah, pretty tricky through that area, because you can get a little bit of a slide happening, and you can actually just, your space will just, that you want for yourself actually can just disappear.
Well, definitely. And, especially in these conditions, it's something that these drivers are going to have to be wary of. They need to expect, a bit of sort of either understeer on entry or oversteer on exit from the car that they're trying to make a move on. And just be wary of that. Trying to go around the outside, as we saw, sort of up the inside. You enter into that vortex of danger. You need to be fully committed to that move. As we're seeing Salvaggio all over the back of Timmy Gobe here, hoping to make a move. You'd think that McLaren's got some better downforce than the Porsche, but the Porsche is extremely handy in these wet conditions.
Oh yeah, super strong on the brakes. But we have the, I'd like to affectionately call it the Gobi train. We have how many cars here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 car train.
That's impressive. He's a bit of a cork in the bottle here. Maybe he's had too many adult beverages here.
Well, he hasn't thrown it. Can we commentate blessing or a curse for this one? I think we'll do a blessing.
Well, so we worked out not last week, the week before, that the easiest way to give someone a commentator's blessing is to just talk rubbish about their driving for a few laps, and it worked an absolute treat a couple of races ago. So, Damo, if you would like to pass on your blessing to a driver, mate, pick someone and let rip.
Oh, look at Tim Gobe. See his number? 72. See the gap? 7.2 seconds. It's just increasing. I think he's doing it on purpose. He likes the 72. And even the second digit, 72. So it's 72, 72, 72. All right. Let's see how long he can keep this for.
But not exactly what I had in mind, but that is a hell of a coincidence. But look, we've got 0.5 back to Salvaggio, 0.4 back to Scotty Rochford, 0.4.5 back to Cricky, 0.7 back to Samuels, 0.6 back to Chalmers, and then we've got a gap of 4.5 seconds back to Curtis, and we're seeing a 10-second penalty for a jump start, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, that hurts. Car 909.
For Ahmed Sakuri, is a new name to Split Red. I've not seen him on the grid before, and he was quite high up in the standings, so that's going to hurt his progress tonight, which is unfortunate.
Hey, we've got comments in chat here. I don't recognise the user handle. Someone had an accident and his network crashed. We've got some pit stops happening. Rich Uti and Longley have gone into the pits. Rich Uti was behind Shady Samuel, and Longley was behind, who was it? Squires. So we'll see how that goes on the return. Wow! Oh. Whoa!
And Scotty Rochford's run out of brakes there.
Oh, look at us stop on the grass. Oh, here we go. Oh, that was a close move. Was that Cricket front there?
No, that's Ramez on Cricky there, and then Chalmers having a look up the inside. Pardon me, having a look up the inside there as well. So this is the undercut that may play out. You know, Ricciuti, and we're going to get a replay here of Cricky on one of the Kovacs Porsches that I don't recognise here.
Oh, good miss.
Oh, and that's Scotty Rochford's car. Oh, and Cricky's done very well to hang on to that there.
You would have got distracted. I would have got distracted for sure watching that. An excellent move by Rochford there. There's a tip for young players there. If you miss your braking point and you're going to plough into somebody, turn to the outside of the corner. You've got a greater chance of missing it.
Always turn to the outside of the corner there. And so this is going to be interesting strategically now from Ricciuti. Hopefully he's found himself in clean air. He's got a 4-second gap to Hislop in P15, and Hislop's not a slouch either. He's quite a good operator, so Ricciuti may enjoy a bit of free air and the ability to sort of stretch his legs, and we'll see once the leaders come through whether that's played out for him. Oh, as Cricky kisses the curb there through Cheetah, somehow he has held on to that. The Godzilla just absolutely eating that sausage, but he has let Chalmers sort of get up the inside. We're having a look at Japanese power versus German power here. And
look at it go. Watch the braking. This will be interesting.
Godzilla is absolutely pulling away, but you are 100% right here, Damo. But Cricky's got him covered.
Well done. Good driving. And as we see, Ricciuti's caught up, was it 1.5 seconds on Hislop that lap, and Longley has closed up 1 second on Anderson in P18, P19. So these guys need to clear this traffic in front of them if they're going to make a position. And especially for the...
And a bit of Tokyo Drift there, from Mike Crick in the Godzilla. And that handle in YouTube chat there was Jared Ellis. Sad to hear, mate. Hopefully you can get your net sorted and you are more stable and back on the grid for next week.
Keep racing. We'd like to see you back. So at the top we still have Ellis from Samuel with 1 second gap there. Squires has fallen back a little bit at 7.7 seconds. Warren, which was 2 spots further back and before the pit stops at 3 seconds, but he's got Maddox all over the back of him, so this will be interesting. As that one bruised, and then we've got Slavaggio and Gobi still going for it. Oh, down to 0.2 now, so that's going to be really tight with Ramez Samuel 0.6 behind. These guys are cooking.
They definitely are, Domo. They definitely are. And as we look a little bit further down the timing tree, we've got Longley right on the back of Anderson here. Obviously, Longley has pitted and Anderson hasn't. Longley took an early pit stop, and it's going to get tricky for him. He's going to be looking to try and make his way through the grid here, as we see Salvaggio and the Porsche of Chalmers come into pits. We're now on 34 minutes to go in the race, so we're going to see some of these drivers start coming into the pits now. I think sort of somewhere between now and the 25-minute mark, we're going to see 80 to 90% of the grid pit, and I think it's going to play right into Ricciuti's hands. He has closed up well and truly on the back of Hislop here. It's showing a 1.2 second gap, but it is nowhere near that big. Hislop's obviously had a bit of an oopsie around somewhere, and there you go, ladies and gentlemen, down to a 4/10 gap as Ricciuti looks up the inside into turn 1, and he's forced Hislop wide. That's a great move from Ricciuti. He needs to continue doing this to plough his way through the field. And Shady is now 0.8 off the back of... Oh, My apologies. He's a second off the back of Breno, and he has a bit of a slide through the exit of Mineshaft there as he comes into the Crocodile. That gap stayed pretty steady. It's ebbed and flowed a little bit.
Yep,
But
but still with the kind. Maybe Shady Samuel's just biding his time, stretching the fuel. Maybe changing the engine map to be a bit lower, so conserve some fuel, go a couple laps longer potentially. All to play for. It's so open when it's this format, especially at a wet race. There's so much fuel you can save. As we've got Rich Udy 5 seconds behind the next person he needs to pass, and then we're moving down to Longley. 17-second gap to Griffiths in front. As we have Magic Replay.
So that's the Mercedes of Longley here. Oh, and just a little bit of a touch.
Oh, that's
no.
what happened.
That's heartbreaking for Longley there. The Porsche's just tried to eat too much sausage. It obviously wasn't a bratwurst or a German sausage. Must have been some sort of spicy Italian sausage, and it did not sit well with that German machinery.
No, let me throw it around. To see how much air it got? My goodness.
Loads. I think it ended up with all 4 wheels off the ground there, which is an impressive feat.
You think it'd go faster?
Well, look, maybe if it's a bit spicy, then it may go a bit quicker. We're gonna have to wait and see. That battle between Ramez and Mike Crick has sort of stabilised. Mike Crick now 8/10 off the back of Ramez, probably just waiting for the pit stop phase to be over. And we're jumping to another replay.
Car 30.
And I'm not sure who owns that Ferrari, but it has just done a pirouette. That is, that'd be fantastic. That would be fantastic if we were at a Disney on Ice show, but unfortunately, that is not what we're looking for. What you're looking for around the twists and turns of Kyalami is the way. As we shady blink first. Breno's got sort of 1.2 seconds on him, so he's got a bit of space here to make a bit of a strategic decision. As we see, Breno has now really closed that gap. Apologies. Maddox has really closed that gap up behind Zach Warren in the 222 Porsche. And the Waffle House McLaren, fakes a bit of a move to the outside. I don't think there's going to be anything doing on this lap, though. That gap's probably a bridge too far.
We're going to wait and see. Keep an eye on the MP11, Rich Udy. Only 2.3 seconds behind the Savanka. We'll see.
Well, Shady's now off the jacks.
Oh, here we go, yeah. Hasn't been balked, but Rich Udy would have got a little bit of spray.
So. Now onto the front straight. This is going to be nip and tuck between these two.
I think Shady might have it.
Yeah, and Shady's come out well ahead there. Wasn't as close as I first had a thought, as we see Shady and then Zavaka and then Rashudi round turn 1 to make their way up through the sweep.
So the next one we need to watch is Squires and Longley, but unfortunately Longley had a bit of a moment, so that's probably not going to be on the cards anymore. Just scrolling down, Rochford's pitted. He's in 21st after he's off. Not sure if there was repair of damage there. Really hard to stop in the grass at the end of a high-speed straight. And we have Bruno Ellis pitting. See if we can stay in front of Shady Samuel, because they were only 1 second apart. So let's see how the pit entrance goes for those two.
Wonder how much practice these guys have done on their pits. Because it's not hard to...
Ooh. So just watching Maddox under braking behind Warren. Took a little bit of evasive action. Pulled it up. Kept going. Job well done.
100% a job well done there. And as you know, it's really not hard to gain or lose a second in a pit stop. So we'll see how this plays out for our two front runners.
Oh, it's really tricky, this pit entrance too, because there's 2 white lines. Which one do you do? It's wet. If you get a little bit offline, tricky, really tight corner. We have an entrance. Oh, here we go.
Oh, did Breno make that?
He did.
If he did, that was by the hair of his chin there.
He did. There he is. He's in P7. Stays in front of
I was talking about, did he make the pit limiter and the pit speed limit before crossing before crossing the speed zone line
Really?
there?
He's out of the
And
box. He doesn't have a stop go 10 or a DT or stop go 30. Oh, I think he made it.
he's obviously made it, but that was by a whisker, by an absolute whisker.
Ain't not wrong.
Just waiting for the timing tree to update here to see the gap, and Shady's lost out in that pit phase. He's lost 2 seconds to Breno somewhere there, so he's got an uphill battle now if he wants to win this race here, Shady.
That's a huge fist to take to attack that line to get those 2 seconds. Oh, stop go 30. That's a minute, right?
Yeah, big old penalty. As I look down at car 64, who is half a second off the back of John Hislop in P11 and P12 respectively. And it is Griffiths in the GDR. So we're going to see GDR versus GDR here. This is all going to come down to the driver. But Griffiths has been slowly making their way, they're inching closer to Hislop, as we see an unsafe rejoin penalty handed out for Bruce Miller in the number 62 car for on lap 7, I believe. And I think there was also a penalty handed out to Salvaggio there in the number 11 McLaren for his little incident a little bit further. Jesus, the stewards are working hard tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Ward Patterson in the number 21 also gets a 15-second penalty for causing a collision on lap 7. Lap 7 seems like it was a popular lap for incidents here.
And pit stops. Everyone's in. P5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 have all pitted on this lap, which is about 2 laps past half distance.
And here we go. We have resumed battle between Johnson in the number 50 Bentley and Salvaggio in the number 11 McLaren. Both of these guys have made their pit stops and somehow found themselves back on the same bit of track.
So I was just looking at the blue flag car letting people through. It's a bit wobbly. Here we go. Here's the replay. This is the 62 Porsche with the potential unsafe rejoin. Oh,
that was...
That...
Yeah.
Yep. More action. What was that? That was long lead.
That looked like the Mercedes a long lead. Getting pinballed around there.
Oh my God, what happened?
And David Marsh jumping in chat saying the stewards need a bottle of whiskey, mate. I think they're going to have to drink a bottle of 5 or 2 tonight to be able to keep up with some of these incidents. That
Longley's stuck. Sorry, Longley's still stuck, and it's just RTG. His car must have been absolutely destroyed.
He may have decided that enough's enough tonight. His race has gone from bad to worse. The poor fella. And maybe he's decided that he's going to hang up his boots and go and get himself a shot of Fireball. As we cut to the replay. And that is the Porsche of Timmy Gove, who has apparently been drinking the Fireball. And they touch once through there and again through there. Rear quarter to front quarter. Never going to end well.
Did you see the first bump? That was weird. It's like you're sliding and then got airborne.
Very strange. Very strange. We're down to the 25-minute mark. So we're down to the last quarter of this race in the Simrigs Sprint Series.
Here we go. Sorry, another replay. So start Longley, goes backwards, slides, and woo! And that's a broken windscreen. That's
a wreck.
Yep.
That car is a wreck. I wonder how much damage Timmy Gove's gotten away with there. The rear end of that Porsche not looking great, and that's not a place you want damage on the Porsches. We see Johnson look up the inside there. You'd think that Porsche is now going to make easy pickings for the Bentley of Johnson, with all the lack of rear downforce there, especially in these conditions.
Yeah, I think the one to be watching here is coming up to Mineshaft and potentially through the S's as well. The S's are really aero dependent, so we'll have to watch Gobi here going through the S's. I found them very difficult last night, so it's just the beginning of the S's here. So it's first S. I can't tell if he's open brake. No, sorry, that's the corner before the and now it's the first S. It's gone a little wide. He slowed down to cut in. His line's okay here. And he's driving safe on the exit there. And then the next one is that big left hand leading into Mineshaft.
Yeah, Johnson got a little bit wild there on the run up the hill. Had to jump out of the throttle as his rear tyres were on that sort of honeycomb concrete, and it is absolute death out there, even in the dry. So Timmy Gove lives to fight another day at the moment, but you'd think that Bentley will be pretty eager to get past.
Oh, absolutely. You see a wounded buffalo, right? Water buffalo? What's the bison? The bison.
Bison.
The wounded bison.
Not the bison.
I haven't seen the bison. Have you seen the bison?
No, I think it's too wet for the bison. I heard they don't like rain.
Having a nap. Good idea. So
And we've got Blake Griffiths in the 64 GDR, currently sitting in 5th. One of the last drivers to take a pit stop, as well as Anderson in the 98 Porsche. And Race Control has confirmed that it is time for the bison to sleep. And ladies and gentlemen, you know that if it comes out of the mouth of Race Control, it is well and truly gospel.
Sorry, I was just catching up with YouTube chat. I'm a slow reader. Just a bit of sliding under brakes we got from Gobby is the main comment there. Oh, a bit wide there from Slavaggio. Very risky to get out there. And another pen comes through. Ryan Anderson, car 98. Ryan Anderson yet to pit in P16, so unfortunately, or fortunately, Goby's being monstered by Johnson. Yeah, Goby definitely struggling, and it's going to be a point of how well can he control the car.
Well, he's made this Porsche about 4 Porsches wide all night. I don't think we've seen many moves, if any, on Goby. So Johnson's going to have his work cut out to get through him here. He's a very crafty driver. Goby plans his way in and out of corners. And I've raced against him a number of times, and always great fun to go wheel to wheel with, but almost impossible to pass, at least for someone of my sort of my humble skill level. As that gap's staying pretty stable at 4/10, but Salvaggio close up the back as well as we jump onto the bonnet cam of Johnson's Bentley here, and we see the Porsche get a fantastic exit out of that corner.
Did you see the camber on the tyres though? Watch when he slows down. See if you can see the cambers on the tyres. They're really pointy. Look at that. There you go. Oh, good pickup. Oh, I love this. I love this racing simulator entertainment system. It's not a game, people. It's an entertainment system. Yeah, so I'm seeing Gobby. He looks a little bit worrying, not as confident under braking as what Johnson is. But Johnson just can't get the runner because the Porsche is getting excellent traction out of the corners. So this is going to be... We've got 20 minutes to go. So what's that, 15 laps? So yeah, it should be interesting. Oh, he's gone deep. That's not a track cut, but you've got to watch the end of that curb there. There's a bit of a bad bounce. It can really throw you around.
Yeah, it definitely can. Definitely can. As I've seen quite a, at least from what I can see from the headlights of the car, so it looks like we've got a real dry line that's formed as well. So getting off that line to try and make a passing manoeuvre in the late stages of this race is going to be quite difficult. We've got a bit of an arty shot from...
there's a move in the background. There was a McLaren. Had a bit of a dive on the Porsche and didn't make it and came through.
So that looks like Salvaggio on Chalmers there, as Benny Hignett has thrown us a real arty shot from the rear right-hand wheel guard of Gobby's Porsche there, and Salvaggio looking very spicy behind Viney.
As Griffiths makes his pit stop. Yeah, go. Oh.
No, you're right. So that's what allowed Chalmers to get level with McLaren into this hairpin. He's gone for the switchback and made the move stuck. That is a classy move. Absolute classy move there from the Porsche.
And that's all you got when it's a night like this and everyone's racing so close together. And let's be fair, they're racing pretty well. You know, they're so close together, they can't see well, it's dark, they can't see the turning points, they can't see the apexes, and it's just up to making mistakes to make passes.
And we've seen plenty of those tonight. All you've got to do is look up and down the timing tree and see all the red. So there's definitely been some adventures as McLaren looks like it's got a bit of a run here on the Porsche. And we swap back to this is a fascinating battle between these two cars. We've got a wounded Porsche with an absolutely rapid Bentley behind it. And Gobby's car placement has been impeccable tonight.
Got a blue flag car in front.
Got the blue flag 833 BMW of Brad Gosling there. Brad's a gentleman, so he will definitely get out of the way of this battle without too much fuss at all, as this is awesome from Johnson. Nose up the inside, holds the Porsche out. Oh!
You're not wrong by out. Oh, sorry, Gobby.
That was quite a bold move. I'm going to leave that one up to the stewards.
Yep, that all came about from the blue flagger, unfortunately. So Gobby would have gone through the S's and a little bit closer to the blue flagger, so he's had clear vision up until that point, and he couldn't see it. And he the second part of the S, a little bit slow, which allowed Johnson to get a good run right at the top of the hill.
Like I was saying earlier, Gobby is a really crafty racer, and he boxed Johnson in there and gave him nowhere to go.
Oh, that was good driving.
Arguably. He did decide to employ the hip and shoulder. He decided he's sick of looking at the back of that Porsche. Come what may, he says, you can get out of my way.
Yep. I'm not going to put any speculators in there. I've got a couple of thoughts on this one, but we'll just keep to the action as we have Ella still leading the race. Shady Shamil, 2 seconds behind. I think the gap had closed a little bit. Rich Udy's dropped way back. Rich Udy dropped about 3 or 4 seconds in the last 3 laps. And then Maddox has worked his way up to the P4, leading the silver class. 7 seconds and a bit behind Rich Udy. And then we got Squires, Warren and Samuel at the top for the top 7 for the silvers, and we're watching Johnson and P8, Slavaggio, P11 with a bit of a pen, and Pete Chalmers leading Pro-Am in his Porsche, no car number 78, after making a pit stop. So it's all to play for now.
It sure is. As we cut back to a replay of this move, so watch the positioning of Timmy Gobe's car here. He opens the corner up, baits Johnson in and says, yeah, try and come up the inside. Try and get through this BMW that's in front of you here. Brad is doing everything he can to just try and stay out of these guys' way. And Johnson says, you know what, mate, hip and shoulder, I'm coming through, like it or not. As we then see Salvaggio take avoiding action on Brad Gosling there and almost take off the nose of the car behind as well. And we cut back. Timmy Gobe now has Mike Crick for company at 7/10 behind.
Oh, Mike's had a look. Sorry to cut you off there, Sam, but yeah, Mike Crick had a good look, a little look there in the last corner.
He's very brave under brakes, is he, Mr. Crick? Whether he's got a steering wheel or a camera in his hand, that man has a smile on his face, and always looking for photo finish moments coming into the corner entry there. As we've got, looking further down the field, we've got a battle between P13 and P14. We've got Curtis 3/10 off the back of Pete Viney in the 118 Porsche there, which is a bit wounded. It's been in the wars a bit tonight. And
very eventful race, yes.
Very, very eventful race. So we'll see what the Mustang can do. He's closing that gap. The Porsche has slid very wide on exit there. So we're going to see whether he's able to make a move here. Into the S's is going to be a tricky place for a Mustang to get through a Porsche. But what is really important for Curtis here is he needs to not doing anything silly. He needs to stay cool, calm and collected and try and make the run down the mine shaft where the Mustang's horsepower is going to be in his favour.
Yeah, it's funny.
You go.
I was saying that Viney had a bit of a slide through the S's there, and I thought there was going to be a move on the Mustang. As we have a replay here. It's Ford.
So
Squires.
That's Aiden on Zach Warren, I believe, if my livery recollection is great.
Trying to switch back.
Nice move there from Aiden. Really nice move. Switch back up the inside. Thank your mother for the rabbits. I will have P5, and that'll be a great result from Aiden if he can hang on to that. Now we'll see the drag race down the back straight. between Viney and Curtis here. He unfortunately sort of didn't keep that gap as close as it was, which is it's really hard to follow a car here, especially closely. And it just doesn't have the legs to make a move up the inside. But the Porsche has gone very wide, and the Mustangs kept it nice and tidy. They now are side by side. This is a scary section of the racetrack to go side by side, ladies and gentlemen, as they throw it into the barbecue corner and now make the run down Sunset. The Mustang's going to be at a disadvantage here trying to go around the outside of Sunset. There's not a lot of grip out there, but he has got the overlap and he's made that move stick. That's a great move from Curtis in the 83 Mustang.
Oh, that was wonderfully done. A good bit of side-by-side action there. Kept it clean from what I can tell. No bumping, and the guy's just Curtis getting through and getting the job done. Well played.
Kudos to both of those drivers to make it through that section in the wet, wheel to wheel. At the end of the race. So these tyres, don't forget, I don't think we saw anyone take tyres. So these tyres are going to be sort of threadbare. They've done well. They've done well to hold it there, as we see a 15-second penalty for Longley for an unsafe rejoin.
Probably would have been from the diabolical incident that happened at Barbecue a few laps ago, unfortunately. One thing I was going to say was with the... sorry, you were going to say? What were you going to say?
I don't know whether you could call that one a rejoin. Poor old Longley was just stuck in the middle of the track and just getting absolutely punted by the next 4 cars that came through. So I don't think it was that incident somehow, Damo.
He should have disappeared. He should have disappeared.
Maybe he had another misstep previous to that one. As the great and powerful Benny Hinglet on with the replay. And here we are, throwing it up the inside of Gobby. Gobby kisses the back. Oh, it is this incident. So he gets ping-ponged here.
Yeah.
The Ferrari spins in front of him.
What happens? He's waiting. This is he was there for a long time on that corner. That's fine. Okay.
Very strange.
Yeah. I think
maybe,
that's the time.
Maybe we can get an explanation from race control in chat on that one. Bit of a strange.
Look who's driving behind Viney. Curtis.
Oh.
Yeah. A little mistake. Made a move. Made a pass. Now this would be interesting now. Leading one of the best advantages of the Ford, right, is straight line speed. The only place you really got that is the main straight by the pits. But the Porsche in the wet has excellent drive out of the last turn. And the Ford has great drive once it gets there. These two are going to be very interesting leading into the overtaking zone every lap from now on, I reckon. Something certainly to watch. Here we go, replay coming in.
Oh, so this is a mistake from Curtis. And it's almost a carbon copy of Viney on the last lap. And Viney's just gone, thanks for that place back, mate. Oh,
that was close, but a miss. I was going to say Rochford. I reckon he missed his braking point. Obviously, it went deep, so yeah, you would have missed it. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting now. So the onus now on Curtis is actually to get an absolute mega drive out of the last turn to get the pass on Viney.
Well, he'll be fuming that he made that mistake and gave that place back. And he's got 10 minutes. He's got 10 minutes to work his way back past the Porsche, and he's doing a great job of it, sitting right on the gearbox of it. Looking back up the top of the field, we can see that Shady Samuel is 1.4 seconds behind Breno Ellis here. So that gap has been slowly but surely coming down. So I wonder if Shady in the dying stages of this race is going to be able to mount an attack. I'll tell you what, if he can, that'll be a tremendous drive from Shady, because Breno has been in command of this race since qualifying. He's looked very steady. He's looked very calm. That's going to be a hell of an effort to get past Breno in that Audi tonight, I think.
I just noticed the lap times as you were pointing all this out, and Shady Samuel was 0.3 faster on the previous lap to this one to Ellis, but Ellis did the same lap time as Shady Samuel his previous lap. So Shady also drawn in one tenth closer. I think we got a race for P1 kicking off, fellas. This is going to be fantastic.
We may, as we said originally, you know, a real uphill battle for Shady to be able to close that gap. As we cut back to Viney, who's got Curtis and McLeod in the Aston for company now.
Oh, how can McLeod having a great drive back? He was in the wall earlier on and took an early pit stop.
Yeah, early pit stop, undercut in the wet at Kyalami. A great strategic move there, as Curtis is very close here. He could be close enough for a move here as they go through the kink and coming up to turn one. Is he going to throw it up the inside? He's having a look. Oh, and they touch. Both drivers manage to keep it on track and both go very deep. And McLeod says, thank you, I'm going to pick up the pieces. And then they're going to go too wide through this section here. This is fantastic driving from these three drivers.
Oh, wild stuff. Even on the picture-in-picture, there's some really wild action too. A lot of cars, side-by-side action. I can't make out who it is, though, so I apologise for that.
The picture-in-picture looks like it is Shady Samuel's Mustang. And McLeod made that move stick on Curtis. So, and he's had a look up the inside there of Viney.
How close
McLeod's motoring. He's absolutely motoring in that Aston. He's had a fantastic drive back. Qualified extremely well. The car's now out of position, and he's been carving his way slowly but surely through this field. As we come up to the hairpin at the top of the hill. Thought about a move, but it looks like he's got a better exit than the Porsche here, and they'll run down the hill. Aston power versus Porsche power as they come to the final corner in Mineshaft and then start to set up for Crocodiles. It's a brave place. And there's a touch.
Oh, no. A little bit more.
That was a helping hand from Curtis. He'll get kudos for that, putting his competitor back on track. Saying, sorry, mate, that was a bit of an accident.
Nice
touch there.
Into turn two, the previous lap.
Into turn one, correct, yeah. And this is where
another bump.
Gone, I'll have it.
Oh, that was brave to go side by side through there. But you got to do it. We're all racers. Oh, we'll throw that one upstairs with a voucher, and we'll see what we get.
It's fascinating to watch the Aston on the back of the Porsche here.
I've got a speculator for you, Sam. Do you think where McLeod had to make the pit stop, it was an early one, repaired damage, take new tyres?
If it was me, I would have. As we're going to get a replay here, and we're on the back of the Porsche of Viney, looking back at the Aston, and that's the little kiss. And then watch for the helper. Curtis goes, sorry, mate, here you go, back on track. You'll be right. Dust off.
Let's keep going.
And it's game on again. As Shady Samuel sets a fastest lap, he's starting to put the hammer down here now. And we're watching a replay into the final corner
That's
on the Aston. So the Aston's made the move on the Porsche.
And Curtis has sorry, I've talked. You go. You're doing good.
And then these guys are just into each other in every corner. We've been praising their clean, skillful driving all night. And in the last 5 minutes, they've kind of made a meal of it. Curtis there in the 83 Ford has just sailed through, and there's quite a gap now of 1.4 seconds back to Viney in the Porsche. McLeod's not had enough, though. This battle's not done for him. The gloves are off, I think, between these guys watching some of this driving. As we're watching the replay now, and again, the Aston all over the back of the Porsche, throws it up, tries to go around the outside, and a little kiss there.
Yeah. Traction out, yep. That's the magic Aston Martin traction taking over the Porsche traction. Interesting. And got a better run, and unfortunately had a bit of contact. I've been looking in the braking zone for turn 2. Have a look on the side. McLeod, room given by Viney, side by side, coming up to Barbecue. McLeod's a bit behind, and Viney covers it off and goes through Barbecue in front.
It has been great watching. Absolute great watching. As we jump back on Shady, that gap is slowly coming down. Breno with a bit of oversteer through that corner there, but somehow gets a better exit than the Mustang. So I'd need to see the offboard to tell you what happened to Shady just there. We're down to a second this gap now. So in the last couple of laps, Shady's reeled him in by a couple of tenths. He's running out of time to get this done, though.
There's a yellow McLeod. There's a yellow dot. He's had him off. That was the left-hander before the short straight. The left-hander after sunset.
Roger. Easy place to go off there. Probably a bit of red mist descending there for Alistair McLeod in the Aston. There's a lot of bump and grind going on between him and Pete Viney.
You're awful. But you know who's joined the party? Rochford. He's 1 sec behind Viney now. Oh, here we go. Here's the replay. What's happening?
And I keep saying Viney. Sorry, boys. It's Chalmers. Oh, and he's just locked the rear axle there, and it's gone round on him. He's let 4 or 5 cars pass just in that clip. Hopefully he rejoined safety, because we don't need another 15-second penalty being handed out. And here's a replay of Shady and Ellis. Oh, and he's run very deep.
Where was that? Oh, that was just before the S's, was it? I think. Oh, 2-second gap now between P1, P2. 2 minutes to go. So looking at, leaders coming into the last corner now. So be this lap, 3 laps to go from here.
Yeah.
So it's 2 laps now. Yep.
Look, I think Shady knew that he was running out of time there, and he saw half a gap and decided to send it, and unfortunately just doesn't have the rubber underneath him at this stage of the race to be able to make that one stick. And I tell you what, Chalmers has had one of the most intense and exciting races that I've had the pleasure of calling for him. He's now right on the back of Salvaggio. Salvaggio's got a 10-second penalty, but if I know Salvaggio, and I do, I've gone wheel to wheel with this gentleman a few times. He will not give up P9 for the life of him, 10-second penalty or not. So if Chalmers wants to make his way through here, he's going to have to do it on merit, as we see Johnson handed a 10-second penalty for a collision on lap 23. So Chalmers and a couple of the other drivers behind are going to be the big gainers from those 2 penalties, picking up a couple of spots as they go through. But as I said, Salvaggio is going to make Chalmers do this one on merit, and that is the Mercedes of Ramez Samuel doing a pirouette into turn 1. And Chalmers got through on Salvaggio. Salvaggio's thrown it up the inside there. We're going to get a replay. Nope.
I think so. That was quick. Is it? No, it's not. But I'll tell you one thing.
Replay's over. You go.
You know who's doing a rubbish job? Car 72, Govi. Absolutely awful. Look, P10.
Oh, that's a huge move from Salvaggio. What did I tell you? 10-second penalty or not, mate, this bloke is ride or die until the checkered flag. That's a huge send up the inside, and he's now put Chalmers into the clutches of Gobby. And Gobby may have a look and see if he can make a move on the exit. He's had a look up the inside.
And remember, Samuel is right there to pick up any false move. This is going to be epic. Last lap. Where's the leader? Across the line now. So these guys have got this lap plus 1 more.
This is fantastic racing from these guys in the middle of the pack. Unfortunately, we haven't covered the leaders as much as we normally do tonight, because that gap's been, outside of a few moments, has been pretty steady, and this has just been so spicy. And we're going to get a replay. We've got Chalmers on Salvaggio here. Let's just wait and see what happens. So,
that's what it was.
Sent Salvaggio wide. Chalmers has said, I'm going to come through. Thank you very much. Salvaggio says, I don't think so, mate. Chalmers, a bit of an oversteer into the entry there, and Salvaggio absolutely sent it up the inside. They're now going to go wheel to wheel through Sunset. Salvaggio on the outside. Chalmers has got the inside line here. The McLaren tucked right up the back of the Porsche, right underneath the rear wing. And wow!
Under braking. Oh, and Chalmers backs up a little bit. Wow, that was good.
And Gobby's done so well to stay out the back of Chalmers there. Remez is just sitting back wondering how many cars he's going to see peeling off the racetrack in front of him.
I can't believe they didn't hit that spin turning Mercedes. My goodness.
This has been fantastic racing and this is for the final places in our top 10. This is fantastic. Race control. Bring night races at Kyalami every single week. As we see P1 and 2 go across the line. The commentators have missed it because we're too busy watching this. Ricciuti through P3 as this battle continues. Maddox P4. We're going to see Squires come through in P5. I wonder if we're going to see one more change of position between these two cars here. There's
all up for grabs, yes.
Oh, Salvaggio's very defensive. Chalmers all over the back of him. Who's going to get the better drive into the penultimate corner? Very wide there from Chalmers. Zach Warren is P6, ladies and gentlemen. Patrick Johnson, P7. Salvaggio, P8. Chalmers, P9. And Remez Samuel, P10. Now, don't forget, we've got those two 10-second penalties for P7 and 8, so we are going to see some grid drops there. My maths at 10:30 at night is not quick enough to be able to calculate how far they're going to drop down. We've then got Timmy Gove coming in 11th, Mike Crick in 12th, Curtis in 13th, Rochford in 14th, Viney in 15th, Zavaka in 16th. If you can hold on to it, we've got quite a gaggle of cars coming across here. McLeod, who had a very up and down drive tonight. He had some pace, but just wasn't able to keep it pointing in the right direction. But we cut to our race winner, ladies and gentlemen, Breno Ellis in the Logitech G's Audi. Commanding drive from Breno tonight. Commanding drive.
New pen. Remez Samuel drive through unfaced rejoin. That was the spin turn. So, yeah, heard that helped. That awful brother Gobi.
Everyone behind him. Everyone behind him.
Unbelievable.
As we jump into our results for tonight. So overall, we have Ellis, Samuel, and Ricciuti P1, 2, and 3, and we'll jump to our silver drivers now. Rob Maddox from Aidan Squires, from Zach Warren, from Remez Samuel. To Pro-Am, we have Chalmers from Crick, from Rochford, from Viney. And then our AM drivers, we have Sakuri, Miller, and Gosling. Wow, what a race. Apologies for my voice, ladies and gentlemen. The throat's a bit hoarse and sore. That was a race. Kyalami in the wet delivered. Absolutely delivered. Have you got any closing thoughts there, Damo?
Oh, that was spectacular. That was that race for me just went so fast. I actually feels like it only lasted 15 minutes. Great drive. Off the top of your head, who do you think driver of the day was? Who did you enjoy watching the most?
Chalmers, hands down.
I was going to agree. Yep, same.
That was incredible. That mid-pack battle all night was just so spicy. As we're seeing Breno celebrate here, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in for our final sprint split of the week here at Kyalami. Don't forget, we've got a pretty exciting enduro coming up in less than 3 weeks' time at Coda. I know all of the drivers are madly practicing to get ready for that one. And we will see you all to resume the racing next week. That's it from me and Damo. Good night, everyone.
Good. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.
Hello.
Massive diving inside there, and they've really condensed. So far, so good. Dare I say it? Yeah, I did. 3 wides across the field. There is a car around at an absolute fucking car park. This is a fucking joke, and this is why I should never commentate OOR.
Safety car has been deployed. If you were wondering.